Hey guys, welcome to checking in.
Welcome.
Looks like we might be good to go here today.
Maybe.
We're
We don't
jacked
know.
up, baby.
Are we
Yeah.
good?
I don't know. So we've been trying, just so you guys know, we've been trying to kind of transition to a different system than we had. Not that the other system was bad; it worked out well. But we
Yeah.
want to be able to bring on guests via
Guests,
Zoom.
guests.
Plus, there's it's something that's called a TriCaster, which is kind of a more
TriCaster.
professional podcast system.
What's going on with
some
this?
reason we've got an ad going. Thanks.
Wait, go back and mute that, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Give me 1 second
Sir?
here. If you just hit pause, yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
good. All right. So obviously we've got we're still working out the hiccups, but last week we failed. It
Epic
didn't work.
fail.
Epic fail. We failed a few times, but we've always been able to save the podcast. But last week we failed where
You know
it
what
didn't work at all.
This is what I do with life, okay?
Right.
I love failing in life.
Yeah.
Because when you fail, you can learn from your failures to
Yeah.
become more successful. If you lose and then you just get all droopy and sad, you're always going to lose.
Right.
Once you lose, you got to evaluate your loss. You got to fine tune it and see what you did wrong to have success, baby.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that. I mean, we didn't have a whole lot to do with the success or failure.
Well, the truth
but, you
is
know.
too. Like again, just gonna pony on to Noah's thing is.
Let's do it.
How many things have we done in our life?
A lot.
Yeah.
Not knowing what the heck we're doing, but we just, jump in and do, and you learn by trying.
Well,
and
that's what
learning
we're doing right
doesn't
now.
Work,
Yeah.
and learning what works.
And the idea, hopefully, is that if this works, if this new system works, we'll be better off.
A
not
whole new
just
possibility.
Yeah, a whole new
There's a
possibility.
lot we can do with this.
Yeah, because not only can we bring in Zoom, which we're going to here in a few minutes here, bring in a friend of mine
Yes,
from
we
Chicago,
are.
Scott Smith from the All Animal Expo. We'll bring him on in a minute. But also we can bring people from around the world in
Around the
to
world.
that can't come into studio.
That's
As
right.
well as there's all kinds of other things we can do with this equipment, too,
Yeah.
just to
And
make the
guess what?
podcast better.
Even if we're
Agreed.
late for the party, really, the party doesn't start
Until we're
We're
here.
here.
And not
So-
only that, but I haven't seen a single comment about audio, visuals, nothing. So it seems like it's running
Hey,
good.
so it
All
must be
right.
working.
My
Yay.
my kind of thought process is like I imagine us doing hundreds, if not thousands, of podcasts, right?
I think so, yeah.
And we're on number
We're in the
20.
infancy.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we've never done this before, so we're just learning. So
It is
bear
real-
with us,
It is
baby.
amazing. I will say this before we get on to other things: is
Yeah.
that you would think this is something that would be easy. I mean, obviously there's huge
I feel
podcasts.
like
There's so
Yeah.
many.
I feel like
There's so
this
many
is
podcasts.
optimistic Brian's thoughts on every idea he
Yeah.
has.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be easy.
Yeah,
and
but
he
I think
jumps
what people don't
Yeah.
understand is a lot of the podcasts that people watch are pre-recorded, edited.
Pre-recorded, yeah.
So we're
A lot of
doing
them.
live streaming,
Yeah.
multi-camera, trying to bring
Multi-audio.
Zoom. Like anyone can do a Zoom thing. Anyone can get like free podcast software and
Right.
have multiple people, but you're not going to have the quality that we were hoping to set with
That's
this thing.
right.
That we
want
will
it to
have
be-
one day.
and we will continue to
we're
work until
the
we're there. But before we get Scott on here, I got to notice. I did notice
Yeah?
that you guys are sitting in some pretty nice, comfy chairs.
Oh, I
But,
thought you were going to talk about the color of my skin. Yes, I've been
Oh.
outside, but
Yeah, that too.
But you
that
started
too.
talking about the chairs, so
Yeah, the chairs.
yeah,
You
these
guys-
are we like to call them chairs of royal family.
Yeah,
Um,
mine
Looks
is
like
a
you're missing
fold-up
out
We
on
chair.
like to call them comfortable. Because,
Do we have a third chair for me, or is it just not bringing?
Well,
Well, there was something
there was
that
a set
happened.
of 4. We only got the 2, so now we got to find the
don't
other
worry.
2.
We'll
Oh,
get
we
you
don't
your
even
chair.
know. Oh, so you bought these chairs
Nope.
somewhere?
No,
You
Jade
had.
brought.
Oh, Jay brought.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, my grandma has the
I think
matching
so.
pair. in
Oh,
her
we're gonna have to
basement.
Although
steal their
actually,
chairs.
I don't think that's right because Jade does her makeup videos.
Oh,
and
nice.
she is still sitting in one.
Okay.
so
Oh, we're gonna
she
have
had-
to. Yeah, we're gonna have to make
she
her
may
get
have
out of
the
it.
other one or 2.
When
Well,
I go
regardless.
visit
We'll
her this
ask,
weekend, I'll
and
go
he can
steal
grab
one.
it
Regardless,
right
well,
now.
hey, listen. Let's try the next step
All
in
right.
hopefully the podcast life,
One
and that's
leap
to
for
my
checking
buddy
in.
Scott Smith. So Scott, let's hope we can hear you, you can hear us, and we are there. We got any good? No, maybe.
I hear you. So far, so good.
All right. Well, we can
Hey.
hear
I
you
hear
too.
you.
So what's going on, Scott?
Nothing. Enjoying the day out. It's great to get out of the damn house.
Yeah,
agree.
right. So obviously Scott does the All Animal Expo in Chicago.
Yes.
Obviously he's been on hold the last few months. The big news is you said today you got approval for doing the first show, right?
Whoa.
Yeah. Get to do a pavilion show, kind of like a farmer's market. And of course, they're scheduling rain, but at least it's a show.
Yeah.
King County Fairgrounds in St. Charles, Sunday, Father's Day, 10 a.m. till 3 p.m.
Awesome.
Okay, good. Well,
Great.
that's
So
good.
you can have them, but they have to be outdoors still. Is that what it is?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think it's because of
The 26th, the governor. Yeah, the 26th, the governor said we can do half occupancy in buildings,
Okay.
movie theaters and so forth.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay, so you could
Hey.
theoretically do half occupancy if you had a place to do it indoors, but you're going to do it not outdoors. It's outdoors with a pavilion, so you still a roof over your head and stuff
Correct.
like that, right?
Okay.
Correct.
All right,
Nice.
good.
The next one, July, I'm working on indoors.
Good, good,
Mm.
good. Well, it's
Well,
good to
that's
see
great
things going back
news,
because I know that
exactly.
we had some people at the Reptarium last weekend that were going to the Cincinnati show.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's that. I saw Tiki's Geckos did a show down in Florida.
Nice.
So it looks like reptile shows are back
Nice.
That'll be
going
good.
at least
Yep.
a little bit, and so I'm excited about that because I know you've been. How long have you been doing this show
14 years under my name.
under your name?
Wow.
And then prior to that, you were with Lee, right?
Lee Watson's Reptile Swap, and he was one of the first, him and Don Hamper. He was there for 18 years.
Yeah, we actually, for those of you guys that didn't know, we used to do his
Both.
show.
Back
Well, we
to
did
back.
both. Yeah, we did. Don, yeah, because Don and Lee were pioneers. They did it where it was in Columbus, Ohio on Saturday, and then Lee Watson's show was on Sunday every month. So we would drive to Columbus, Ohio, and then make that 7-hour drive from Columbus to Streamwood, Illinois,
That's smart.
which was really in his
For the-
backyard, right, Scott?
Yeah.
Farm, yes.
His farm.
Outbuilding.
Yeah, it was. And I remember they used to have tractors to pull people out of the mud
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
So you guys have moved up in the world.
That was
and-
one of the first things. That was one of the first things I said. Paved parking lots. No more
Nice.
tractors.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's good. Well, I've been to the your reptile show many times.
Me
It's
too.
always really amazing, and I'm so happy that you're going to be back with this this show in Kane County, and then hopefully you'll be back full on in July, and then and then you're making a move from DuPage to Kane, right? And when does that happen?
Correct. I signed a 3-year contract with Kane starting 2021.
Good. So
Okay.
2021, you're in new
Nice.
digs, new place. So that's awesome. That'll be
Nice.
really good. And,
Yeah,
and,
and I can't say enough about the fairgrounds. They're going out of their way to give somebody hard enough to take a little money and give save their business is what I should say.
Well, good. Well, I can't thank you enough. So listen, this was a great test. We appreciate you, Scott, for hanging in with us. That is it. We will let you go. Let us know in the chat if you guys got everything, and hopefully this
Yeah,
went well, huh?
hopefully We'll
Yeah.
see you soon, Scott.
Yeah, Scott. I'll
See you soon, brother.
I talk to Scott almost every day, so I'm sure I'll call you tomorrow. All right?
Wrestling, Cadillac, Michigan, soon.
Yeah, me and Noah are going to go up to Cadillac, Michigan, and actually watch your wrestling.
I want to come
Yeah.
with y'all for that.
Yeah.
Tag team, come on, you three against.
Oh,
Let's do
yeah.
something.
Team.
I'll
My
take him
money's on
on.
Lori.
Noah's going to take him
My
on.
money's
man.
on Lori. You three as a tag team, and my money's on Lori.
I think I could beat him up. You're
No,
big,
it's
but
me.
I'm small, so I kind of
And
got
fast,
the.
yeah, agile, yeah.
I can take those ankles out, you know.
Yeah, you don't need knees are what you got to go for. Knees
Yeah,
is what
he's
you
got
got to go
bad
for.
knees.
Yeah. So no, that's awesome, man. Well, thanks so much, Scott. We'll talk to you tomorrow, man. All right.
Have a good
All
one.
right, thanks, man.
Take
All
care.
right, so, guys,
I'm gonna hit a couple super chats. Is that cool?
Let's hit a couple super chats and let me know in the comments if or in the chat room if
think that was
that
a good
worked out
start.
well. You know, I mean, obviously, I think the hardest thing is that Scott
Internet.
was on the side of the road. That's
Mm-hmm.
not going to be ideal. The guests that we have to have on are certainly going to have
Better Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. you
Wi-Fi,
know?
Yeah.
Ethernet.
Not because you're going to have some things, and I think that the voice will get better and all that
Yeah.
other stuff. But I'm anxious
That was
to
a
see
good
what you
test.
guys thought. It's a good test. This is
enjoyed
the
it.
future of the podcast. Really,
Yeah,
that
very
way
cool.
we can always have guests on. And what are some of the guests before we move on? Well, let's do a couple super chats and
Yeah.
then we'll
Yeah, I
talk
just got
from
a
there.
couple. So,
Okay.
Amy Tingle just says, "Hi, love you guys," and
Welcome
I'm
back.
with you 100% on staying with us through the trying times of the podcast. For
Thank
sure.
you, Tingle
Thank
Monster.
you so much.
We
Tingle
love you.
Monster. We love you.
Ooh, this is a good name too.
Awesome. And then Will says his last name's McCumbers.
Will McCumber.
McCucumbers.
McCucumbers. He says, "Hey guys, wishing you the best from upstate New York."
Hey, what's going on? We
Hey.
had someone from upstate New York in last weekend.
Yeah,
Oh, very
they
cool.
drove.
So yeah, they drove in for it. It was
And
really
isn't that
cool. They were
crazy?
super nice people too.
I love New York. Got to go back. I haven't had some fresh mats in a while.
Some fresh and mozz.
I like a good nice
Upstate New York
mozz.
isn't known for their mozz, but
I was
you
just saying New York
New York,
in general,
yeah,
baby.
New York
Yeah,
in
we gotta
general.
go see our
yeah.
friend Steve,
We
for
haven't,
sure.
yeah, we haven't
Yeah.
been to the city in
He's married,
so
has
so
kids
long.
and everything.
No
Now.
way.
It's crazy.
I haven't
I
even seen
know
'em.
it's wild. So okay, cool.
All right, and we got Let Roses Burn. Says
Hey.
hoping to go to Repticon Orlando in July, but Florida thinking of reclosing, so I'm worried they will cancel.
Can we
Well,
talk
I
about
sure hope
this?
that, I hope they don't.
Have we? I don't think I've been to Repticon. Have you?
No.
I have not done a Repticon show. No.
I haven't either, obviously, since
No.
you haven't.
I feel like they kind of came up with their shows as we were stopping doing shows.
Yeah. I think that's absolutely true. I
Okay.
think they kind of came up and we just never really.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what?
we
They do
stopped
a
doing it.
lot.
They do well. They did do a lot prior to the shutdown, and I hope Florida. Listen. I mean, we won't get deep into it, but I really think that there's been a lot of data that has shown that closing or not closing
You're
doesn't
getting
make
hit.
much
Yeah.
difference.
I think I agree.
and I think that I'm hoping that no states will reclose.
Listen.
Now, granted, Florida didn't
Disney
close much,
has
but
to open.
Yeah, Disney
and
has to,
stay
yeah.
open.
I
That's
think-
all I'm saying.
I think this is how it should go. And let me know what you guys think about this, and even in the chats and everything too. I think everything should be open, okay?
right.
But you, as yourself in this world with this pandemic, you have to control yourself. If
Yeah.
you know you are susceptible to this virus,
Yeah.
and it could injure you or damn near kill you or kill
Yeah.
you, then you are the one that has to play safe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then the people that have, better immune system, a nice healthy lifestyle,
Yep.
we shouldn't be punished for
Yeah, it's
that.
hard to quarantine people that aren't susceptible. But I guess the thinking behind it, of course, is if we get sick and then we give it to someone that is immune deficient, but
Well,
at
then
some
stay
po-
home if
yeah,
you're
you're
sick.
right, yeah,
I
exactly.
think that's the whole
yeah.
thing. Honestly, how about we just be responsible people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
if
Yeah.
nothing else, if nobody takes anything else out of this, how about people take better care of themselves?
Their health.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you, like you said, if you are taking care of yourself and
Right.
are healthy,
Yeah.
you are less susceptible
Got
to
good.
even get it, or if you do,
Yeah.
you'll rebound from any
sickness.
right?
If you, just make sure you got the
if
zinc levels
anything,
up.
I'd like to
That's
see
right.
those kind of commercials teaching people how to seriously take
Well,
care
no-
of
Yeah.
themselves.
And no,
Well,
it's,
yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
true.
That
Even
should be
Joe
the
Rogan
title.
said it a bunch, which was
Yeah.
like that they never talk about like preventative immune health.
Yeah.
Right.
Immune
Yeah.
system health.
Yeah.
Because it's huge. Because I tell you what,
That should-
like before I got serious about eating better and like
Yeah.
actually exercising and working out and
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Right.
I got a lot more sick.
Yeah.
And then, since that's the case, like, your
Yeah.
body just naturally has what it
Yeah.
needs to fight stuff off.
Well, I just hope. I know that I had heard that coming from the POTUS that he was not going to allow anyone to get shut down anymore.
Good man.
That's what I
I'm
heard.
sorry.
From the
I
POTUS.
can't-
I love
I can't
POTUS.
hear POTUS and not
Yeah.
think of space.
Yeah, Space Force.
Baseball. Yeah,
Did
Space
you know?
Force.
So we watched Space Force. I'm not going to give any spoilers.
Spoilers, yeah.
It-
Give a
it's-
couple.
It's
Just
I
warn
liked
the
it.
people.
it's good. It's not great.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
good. It's
Can
good.
I wait
ahead.
one second. I think that it's one of those shows, just like what happens with me when I listen to a brand new music album for the first time. There's this one album in particular that when I first listened to it, honestly hated it,
Yeah.
and now it's one of my favorite albums.
Right.
So I think once you watch it through once and you kind of laugh a little bit, but some of the jokes are kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
You maybe if you even give it a rewatch,
Yeah.
and then you'll
Yeah.
kind of get those jokes, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, that was a lot more funny than I
Yeah.
gave it credit for the first
and
time."
even
just
too-
like any series, like The Office.
I was just gonna
or
say that.
Friends, or
Right.
anything
You have to
like
build
that.
characters.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. Like once you do it, and then you
Yeah.
you have
Well,
to
I'm a big John Malkovich fan, so I loved him in it. But anyways, point is that did you know that we watched almost the entire series?
Yeah,
I think
we were in the last
before your mom Lori knew that there was actually a Space Force.
No way.
So she thought it was just a complete spoof.
Can I tell you?
That's so funny.
let me tell you something real quick. About a year and a half ago, my buddy, I'm not going to say his name just because of legal reasons and
Sure.
shit. But so I have a friend from high school that is in the military, right?
Right.
We were playing Call of Duty. Literally, we were playing Call of Duty. Kill that guy. You hear in the background, ba-ding, right? Where he's like, oh, what's that? Let me check. Oh, a new email, right?
Mm-hmm.
President of the United States. It was from Donald fucking Trump.
Yeah.
He's literally sent him a link to sign up for the Space
Yeah, it
Force.
probably went out to all the
And-
military.
and he was just like, oh, fuck yeah, dude, I'm trying to go to space. So he fucking clicked the button. He's like, yeah, dude. He fills out the resume and sends it.
Wow.
And obviously he's not in the Space Force,
He didn't
but
get
it's
picked.
still really funny that we were just like chilling and he got an email
got
from
the
Donald Trump.
invitation.
Yeah,
for-
for Space Force. Please join the Space
but,
Force.
But Lori said that it was fun,
makes
more
it-
funny.
It
Yeah.
makes it even funnier the fact after the fact that it is
Right.
a real thing because I'm laughing at the absurdity of
the
a
idea.
Space
Yeah.
Force.
Right.
Like right from the start, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, they just made this shit up. and like,
Nope.
And I'm all
real
the way
life.
to the end of the thing when I find out this is literally a real thing.
Well, doesn't the actual Netflix show have the rights of the word Space Force?
Well, yeah,
over
they
the
have a
government?
trademark. They have it trademarked in many countries, so the government can't actually use the trademark Space Force.
Are you for real?
Yeah,
Because
dude.
yeah, Netflix.
that's incredible.
Netflix, well, what they said is that, and we know
that was a fuck
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Trump's like,
but
oh,
we know this because we've got things trademarked that it is trademarked for specific things. So obviously, the Space Force of the United States,
Oh, yeah.
Armed Forces can use
Oh, my
it,
God, yeah.
and Space Force for Netflix is for TV
Yeah.
and entertainment.
And they can-
but that being said, the U.S. government will not be able to use for TV or entertainment.
That's
Space
incredible.
Force.
That's so
Wow. But
so,
it does
yeah.
it does make
That's
it so
interesting.
much funnier. Like I'm gonna go back and rewatch it now, knowing it's a real thing. Because like you said, I'm gonna get more jokes that I didn't get just
Yeah.
by
Well, that's why they kept saying
association.
like POTUS said
I
this
know, I know.
because of the things that POTUS
yeah, now
said.
I
Yeah,
know, but in the
Yeah.
back, I just thought they were
That's
like being
awesome.
funny. But now
Yeah.
that it's like, yeah,
and it is interesting to think like what are they thinking about doing with Space Force? You know
Well,
what I mean?
From my thought and
taking
from
outer world domination.
Yeah.
well, not sort of domination. Well, it could be domination, but I'm thinking more of defense. Like
Right.
from
Sure.
the email that my friend was reading, like literally, it was kind of just come on, we gotta set some troops up in space so that we are protected if needed. But my
Yeah.
thought also is like, what are you gonna do? Like,
You got that monkey and dog up there.
Yeah,
and it did not
yeah.
go well.
I know it's just like confusing though. It's like, okay, well, bullets don't work in space, and that's why they use lasers in Star Wars.
Right.
But we don't have lasers yet, so what are we gonna do? Are we just gonna train these guys in fucking space jujitsu or something?
Well, I
Like-
don't know.
I'm gonna
I
give you a
think
little
that- yeah.
spoiler too. Wrenches.
Wrenches, yeah. Just watch Space Force. It's entertaining, but it's not going to knock your socks off. But it is a
I
good
like
one.
it.
It's a good one. I enjoyed it. I don't watch a lot of TV, so the fact that I watched
I
the whole
think-
thing, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
you don't like The Office, you probably won't like this because
Yeah,
it's
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 gross.
pretty
similar
much the
with,
same thing, but instead of working in an office, they work for the military.
right. It's
Right,
very
yeah.
similar.
Yeah,
with
it's the same character, but
Yeah.
again,
kinda
John
goofiness.
Malkovich is in it, which is I
They
think
have a
he's
lot
great.
of really good
Lot.
actors
They do.
that
Yeah.
are in it,
They
and
do.
honestly, that's what I love about Netflix and the stuff that they are creating
Yeah.
is they get all kinds of good actors and actresses.
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, what else we got?
You want to hit a couple
Rude
super
Dog,
chats?
what's
Yeah.
going on? Rude Dog Reptiles, man.
Rude Dog just
Hey.
threw some $2 just to say, show some love.
Yeah,
you,
what's
Rudy.
up, brother? I
Rudy?
haven't heard from you in a bit, man. I hope you're all right.
And then Angela says, "I love you," and
Thank
we
you,
love you too.
Angela.
Knees, what's going on?
Heavenly Knees. She's
My
in the
girl.
building. Says,
Hey.
"Hey guys, love ya."
Now
Love
that
you
we're
too.
open, Knees, you got to come up and
You got to
visit
come
us.
hang out for sure. It's
Come
been
chill
way too long,
with
right?
the crew.
Right, yeah.
We got Marta says, "Love you guys. We are in stage 2 here in Jersey. Love the vlogs. Brian, my anxiety is pretty bad too. Day at a time. Thank you for all you do."
Thanks, Marta, and
Wish the
I hope
best for
that
you.
you guys were in stage 4 here in Michigan. Although I think that so every area is staged. The stages are different, right?
Yeah.
You know, so like the Midwest, I think there was like 6 states in the Midwest that like banded together, and we have 5 stages.
Okay.
Whereas I know, like I was talking to, I think someone in Louisiana that came up, and they were like, "Yeah, we're in stage 2," which meant the restaurants were open, the bars were open, all this
Sure.
other stuff. So obviously, our stage 4 and their stage 4.
I think they all have
and I don't know how
different
Jersey
opening
is,
plans,
but it
yeah.
sure looks like Jersey is doing well.
Jersey and
you
New
know.
York are both
Yeah,
on the
Good.
decline.
Yeah,
which is great.
decline. You know,
Good.
Michigan has certainly been really, really good, really
Yeah.
solid after getting hit really hard a couple months ago. So, like I said,
Yeah.
I feel for some of the states like Texas and Florida right now that are getting beaten up a little bit.
But hang in there.
But I hope they can not only hang in there, but also, you know.
Yield
Even
that-
though their rates are up, their deaths are very low.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's like 2,700 cases in Florida, but there's only 40 deaths. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still 40. I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
belittling the 40
obviously, yeah,
people.
yeah.
No, yeah.
I'm just saying that it's not like
That's good.
like there for a while we were getting 3,000 cases a day, but we were getting 1,000 deaths a day,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
was a big difference.
A lot of Yeah.
So let's hope they don't shut it down, because I think it's just a huge mistake.
And it just
for
ruins
everything,
yeah.
you know.
It
And
slows it
and,
down,
and I don't,
maybe.
and it just slows the rate down.
I think
Basically,
so.
what happens is that you're going to spike and you're going to fall off. You know,
Yeah.
we spiked here and we fell off quick. If you don't
Yeah.
spike, it kind of lasts forever. But anyways, go ahead.
Awesome. So next up we have 248 and
Sly.
says, Sly, and it says, "What's up, guys? Hope you are doing well. I've been thinking about getting a Blue-Eyed Lucy, but how much do they usually run?"
You know, it depends on
I
the
think
type. you
Yeah,
know.
between 4 and 450, I think.
Yeah,
is the
right in that
price.
range. You know, I'd say between 350 and 5. Let's say somewhere in that range is a broader
range.
range. But because there's a whole bunch of different ones. Like right now we have lesser specials that are blue-eyed
Yeah.
leucisticus, but they're not as pure white as say lesser or lesser Mojave or something on that
Whoa,
line.
that's a
Or-
lot
But
of
they're beautiful
lessers.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, and we, by the way, we have not tomorrow, but the next day, because we have some eggs we cut that
Whoa.
are bangers.
Dude.
It'll be on the vlog
Bang.
on
Not tomorrow,
which
the
day
next
was it?
day.
On Friday morning.
Yeah.
We just cut them.
You guys are gonna
Oh.
flip. Seriously.
Yeah, it's some of the best stuff we've done. Let's just
Awesome.
Let's go.
Best
Potter
stuff you done. That's impressive.
Potterhead says, we were supposed to go to Disney or Florida for my son's 5th birthday next month, but that was canceled. Now we have planned a road trip to visit the Reptarium.
Whoa.
So we're going to meet
Whoa.
Potterhead.
We can't wait to meet you. And
Yeah.
you know what?
It's
we
better
are
anyways.
okay. We are kind of like
We're like
Disney.
kind of Disney, you know?
If
We're-
you're
we
into
are better than
reptiles.
Disney.
You know, speaking of that, we've talked about this, like, how we're going to evolve the Reptarium.
That's
you
right.
know? And so for those of you that don't know, we opened up 3 weeks ago to 10 people, and we decided to go 10 people per hour.
Yeah.
So we were able to sell 50 tickets a night. And then this last weekend, we went to 25 people per hour, so we were able to sell 125 tickets, which is now is more. 10 tickets wasn't a business that made sense, really, to be honest with you. But it was. I was so thankful because
Right.
it was
Obviously.
something.
Well, at that
Yeah.
point when we first opened, that's
all you
what it
could
was
do.
limited to.
Yeah,
It
we were
was 10
limited. Yeah,
people.
and so we went to
just-
25. It felt much more.
Comfortable?
Yeah, it was normal.
It was,
I mean,
it was
wasn't
more
a-
full. Like
It
there
was more full.
Yeah.
It was fun. The 10 was almost
10
like
people's a private tour.
Yeah, it was like a
You know?
private tour. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was those 2 weeks dragged a little bit. It was fun to have people, but the 5 hours was like, oh my god, that's a long 5 hours. Whereas with the
Right.
25, it went pretty quick. I mean, it felt more like old times. But one of the things that we had talked about, and I mentioned on the vlog, that interesting how things can be birthed out of weird situations.
Yeah.
And I'm very convinced at this point that we're going to stay at a limited number per hour
Yeah.
rather than
Pre-
having
pre-selling the tickets.
pre-selling tickets
Yeah.
rather than, and there's some things we have to work out. I mean, it's not 100% like, okay, this is all going to be perfect, but I think that if you have 25 or even 35 people in 1 hour, or you could buy a second hour if you want 2 hours. Some
Well, that's
people
what
have even
people
bought
have done.
Yeah, some people even bought 3 hours.
Yep.
But in
Yeah.
2 or 3 hours, you can have such a better experience
Oh my God.
The
Yeah.
than
only
you
thing
would
we
with
got.
the normal.
Every
That's
single
pretty beautiful.
person
I like
says
that.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, this is so much better. I would, because we were worried
like
about
that.
people being limited to just the 1 hour.
Right.
Because prior it was, $10 and stay as long as you want. to.
Right.
Whereas there's literally been no complaints about
Yeah.
it. They're like, we'll just pay for another hour. But
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
experience, they say, is so much better.
Yeah, we had
because that's the thing. Like, some days maybe there wasn't many people, but other days.
Yeah, we had
we
200
had-
people. in there.
Exactly. And
Well,
you're
it took
like,
you an hour to get
bad.
through an aisle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had
sure.
some people come on Sunday that's what she
Yeah.
said. She said we came one time last year, and she said, don't get me wrong, we loved it. That's
Yeah.
why we wanted to come back. But she said, I don't know that I would have came back if it was open normal because it was just so uncomfortable. She said, I don't like crowds.
Yeah.
And she said it was just so packed. She goes, this was amazing. It was at the end of her hour, and she
Yeah.
said, I had
Yeah.
such a great time.
We've got
This
nothing
is
but
yeah.
positive feedback.
So
which is awesome.
Right. So going back to the amusement park thing, is that we've been talking about trying to
Put a roller coaster on the ceiling.
I was waiting. I'm like,
yeah,
what if we
the alligator roller coaster. No, we've been talking about,
Giving RJ
obviously we have 15 hours, right?
Yeah.
5 hours
For-
Friday, Saturday,
yeah.
and Sunday. So we've been talking about trying to do each hour a special event.
Oh yeah.
So
Each hour?
each hour a special
Have
event. That
something
way on the
different.
calendar, if you say like, okay, Saturday at 6 to 7, at 6:30 we're going to feed Lucy. So if you want to see Lucy eat, you have to book that hour. But then, and there's a couple things about it. It could maybe encourage people to book multiple hours, but also could encourage people to come back because they went, well, I went and I saw Lucy feed this hour. I saw Elvis do this hour, but I didn't see this. And so almost every hour would be something different. Now, the rest of the hour is still looking around, pulling animals out,
well, it's
interacting.
just like we would do that randomly, like mostly on a Saturday, to where we
Right.
would have some kind
Lucy
of
feeding
attraction or something like that.
Yeah, you guys.
But
yeah.
the fact
now-
that now if we're limiting hours and you do it and only that 1 hour,
Yeah, it would be a
has
bummer.
something,
Yeah, it would be a
that's
bummer
not
if you
fair
were.
only
If you were
25
there from
people or
5 to
30
6 and
could
we're
do it.
feeding Lucy at 6, you'd be like, oh man, I missed feeding Lucy. But if it was on the calendar, like, hey, you
And
booked
you could
this hour,
choose,
you
yep.
can choose whatever hour you want. I think it's an interesting way, and
It is.
It's
Gonna take a lot of scheduling though.
It's going to take a lot of scheduling, but it's also going to be. I think it's going to be
Guess
really
who's
cool.
like, gets
I
harder
think-
with that.
I think it's gonna be really cool as well. All I'm saying is you gotta be diligent with the freaking calendar, with the planner,
Yeah.
with the thing. Like when you have something so specific like that, you
Yeah.
can't vary off. It's gotta be exact.
Well, I think that. Well, I
you
think
know?
that we will probably have some disclaimer in the sense that, like if Lucy's in shed, because
Okay.
obviously we're going to have a calendar a month in
Yeah,
advance.
exactly.
And so
yeah.
it's like, it's going to have to be, if it's not Lucy, then we'll have to feed something else or do
Right.
something else in its place. But because these are animals, I mean,
you know what you know how companies how you get people
what's that?
fine print, baby.
No, we
Just
don't
put in the
print.
fine print.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Little tiny letters.
Yeah,
Subject to
exactly.
change.
Oh, this actually may not happen.
Well, the truth is,
We'll
we can
try to
always
make it
make
happen.
sure that there will be something.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
we have to,
Yeah.
it's no different than when we do feedings every night and say somebody buys an Elvis feeding and he's already done. We find something else for them.
Right,
to
yeah,
feed.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
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 there'll always
Same
be
thing.
something cool,
Yeah.
but have a general idea. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm just thinking it might be kind of interesting to have all these
No, because
different.
I
people
agree.
love that stuff.
Yeah.
when we do it, like people specifically.
It's
do
such
that.
Yeah, and that way you
experience.
can
I
pick
agree.
what you want to see. Maybe
I
you
think
don't
it's-
want to see a big snake eat, but you really want to see some interaction with salt and pepper.
Yeah,
and,
because
and
we
it
were
gives you an
talking
idea.
You
also
can get to choose,
about
yeah.
the different training we're working at,
Right.
and then like showing people that kind of stuff during.
Yeah,
a
like I
certain
thought, I was talking to
hour,
Jay.
so-
Like how we get like Diddy and Dixie, our rhino iguanas, will literally climb up to your
Yeah.
shoulder from from the ground. They'll climb up your leg, up to your shoulder. Could you imagine like having that type of a show, this training show, where maybe we just pick one person from the audience and just be like, come up here and let them climb up to their shoulder,
so
and then
cool.
everyone else
Yeah.
is just watching. They're not participating,
And
but
you-
they're at least seeing it.
Yeah, you got to bring out the big speakers and the little cheesy
The little
headphone.
headset, dude.
Well, we have it. We
I
have
know.
that.
The
Yeah, we
Britney
have it, yeah.
headphones.
I know that
And we
thing
don't
is
even need the big
awesome.
I don't
speakers. We
think
can
that
do.
any
We got
of that
speakers
is
in the ceiling.
necessary
No,
when we're
Mom.
just inside with
It's
limited
necessary.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
and we need
like,
you khaki.
it's-
A lot of
it's
khaki.
all khakis. It's
Yeah. No one knows where I'm
gotta-
going.
It's
you gotta
got.
get the hat.
It's all part of the experience. If
Yeah.
Dad's not wearing a freaking little headpiece with a little phone, people are gonna
It's
be
not
like,
really
eh.
happening.
But
Yeah, it's not
when
really-
you got
You take
that
authority.
headset,
It's authority.
people are like, wow, this
So
guy's
you know what?
legit.
You do,
Yeah, that's
you take
true.
Beth's headset for the phone next door.
and just yell real
You
loud.
got the real one.
Yeah, we got the real headset. The only thing I need different is I want the tan spongy thing.
Oh,
Tan-
okay.
You know,
We
the
can
black
do that.
one.
You can- we
it
got
looks,
you.
It looks too like Office Max.
And maybe we can even just carry, like,
Yeah.
have like a little speaker that goes on your hip,
Oh, there you go.
so it just projects.
Yeah.
No, well we've got the speakers throughout the building
Oh,
that we can
even better.
Yeah, we
because you can talk to the entire.
Hey guys,
Reptarian
right up front right
Re-
now
yeah.
we got going on.
Reptarium goers, we're gonna meet you up front for a experience you will not forget.
Be kind
Blue
to
light
somebody.
special in
I'll see
aisle
you, bye.
5.
Yeah, let's everyone move up to the Diddy and Dixie.
Stay
paddock.
wild.
Please.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I love
yeah,
it.
So all right, let's go.
Stay wild.
So the next one is Joan. She says, "Hi guys, Brian. Hope you got my email. Stay strong. Hugs, Joan."
Thank you, Joan.
So Joan, I was, I read a ton of emails.
Where's it?
I don't know exactly which one yours was because there was hundreds of them, and I read through them. I'm sorry I didn't respond to everybody, but listen, it was unbelievably overwhelming how many people emailed me after the anxiety
Yeah.
thing, and I couldn't respond to everyone because, quite frankly, it was just impossible. But every one of them was very heartfelt, and I appreciated them so much.
You know what a lot of people said?
What's that?
A lot of people were telling you to consume marijuana.
A lot of people were telling me that, but I just can't. I wish I could. I wish
I know.
He's not kidding. He wished
What
he could.
about say
I would totally
it's so
do it.
funny.
cook the
Like,
marijuana?
like there was this one guy that emailed in. And he was just like, Listen, Brian,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you
serious.
my secret recipe.
Yeah.
This has helped me through my hard times.
Yeah.
Turn on your vlogs.
Yeah.
He said, turn on
Oh,
your
yeah, he
vlog.
said, watch your vlog.
Go buy some water and
You
eat
know,
a weed brownie.
You know, this is going to sound unbelievably arrogant that I'm
Yes.
going to say this, but you know, I watch our vlog every morning for
Okay.
tomorrow, right? Jay edits, I watch
Right.
the vlog, and then I
Okay,
upload.
yeah.
You pre-watch
and
it.
I'll be, I swear to gosh, and I know this sounds unbelievable, but it calms me down.
You can't.
No,
it
the
calms
guy,
me
Oh
down.
my God! So the guy was.
He's right.
No,
I
it's
think it
really
makes
weird. It's like
sense.
when I watch it, I feel like it's almost when I'm having a bad day, it's my best 15 minutes of the day. And that
interesting.
sounds weird that my own vlog
Right.
helps me, but I guess what I'm saying is that maybe I do understand a little bit why people think it's calming, because it calms me too. And
Yeah.
and
So, hear me out. I think, do you think it also has a factor that since Jay is editing, it's also, yes, you're in the video, but it is a new experience.
oh yeah, it's
for
not
you.
like I don't know what the vlog is going to look
Right.
like until
Like,
I
yeah,
watch
like he
it.
doesn't
yeah.
know the
Exactly.
order. He
It's
doesn't
not like
really
you're
know most.
rewatching your edit.
Yeah, yeah, it's not like
Exactly.
like
It's
I
different.
edit it and then I'm watching like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm actually
Right.
enjoying. Yeah, I'm a spectator as well. You know, and,
Right.
but
I get it. It
But
makes
but
sense.
I wish I could smoke weed. I really do. But
Well,
There's a clip.
Well, so, and Jay can back me up on this because
Yeah.
we're allegedly marijuana consumers.
Allegedly, I don't know
Allegedly. There are certain strains with like 0.5% THC
And
levels.
mostly CBD. Yeah.
Yeah, and when like a rapper, he'll smoke like a 33%,
right.
right? But if you're just hitting that 0.5 hitter, it might.
Yeah, but you
give you
know,
a
this
little-
is the problem. You know me, a 0.5 is probably
44%.
Yeah, like for most
Maybe
people it's
we should-
100. You know.
Okay, maybe there even this. They sell Dad, I'm not even joking.
This is true.
now they sell them at gas stations. I see CBD bud at
Yeah, I've
gas
seen it before. Yeah.
stations.
Mhm.
Which legally it's not allowed to have THC.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just saying maybe one day we can do a little
My
live.
concern is always like if I did
experiment.
it and it went bad, it would be really bad, right?
But not for long.
Okay.
Like,
How
well,
about
it would
this?
feel like for long,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
How
you
about
know.
this though?
Right.
So that is true if you go down that avenue.
Right.
But since you already feel like shit anyways, what
No, but
does it
see, that
matter?
doesn't. You know, I know people say that, but you let me just tell you, if you're
Okay.
feeling like shit,
Yeah.
you can feel worse.
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause you can feel like
you know,
shit and then be
yeah, you can
panicking.
feel like
And then-
shit
yeah.
and even worse shit.
That might even
you know?
help you, because since you feel like so much shit, when
No,
you get
no,
back to
no.
normal, it's less shit. And
And
then you feel
contrast.
better.
Like a
Trust-
re-
trust me,
Oh, I
that's
see
not-
where you're going with that.
Need
No,
some knuckles?
Some nut touch.
the problem with anxiety is that you also can get anxious, and then because you were more anxious, it's harder to get back to being less anxious.
Yeah.
You know what
Okay.
I mean? So if I did something that caused more anxiety, and then it's not like I'm going to feel better after. I may never go back to even feeling less anxiety for a number of days. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like once it ramps up, it doesn't go down eventually and go like,
It
oh,
is a
that's good.
potential.
You know, I mean, there's potential, but I would rather err on the side of caution. There's no sense in me trying something that could make it way worse.
Or it can
Just
make
becau-
it way better.
Well, it could, but why try it if I don't? You know what I mean? It's not. My point is that my
risky.
No, it's. I don't want it.
He-
Trust me, in
this is
anxiety, you don't
not
want to
what
be
he
risky.
risks with, but I'm willing to take a risk.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. You know, I mean,
We're
when
not
you feel like shit,
disagreeing with
no, when
you.
you feel like shit, the last thing you want to do is maybe feel worse.
We know.
You know, it's not like
We agree.
going to a psychiatrist and them saying, "Hey, listen, this 99 out of 100 people are going to take this and you're going to feel better." It's just more like, "Hey, why don't you just give this a shot?" You know,
Well,
that's
and
not
there's a
that's not
difference
good.
too,
Yeah.
because part of your anxiety is
Medication.
taking
Yeah,
medication.
that is true.
So to
Yeah.
other people who don't have that anxiety at all, they take and try
Yeah.
everything, whether it works or not, because it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not that
cause-
guy that goes to the
He's-
doctor and just takes a pill
No,
because
no.
my doctor told me.
He gets anxiety
I get
over
anxiety
taking
over taking
antibiotics.
antibiotics.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And he'll
Yeah.
and like placebo's very strong. So if you think like, oh, is this messing with me, and you keep
It
thinking
will.
of it, it'll make it mess with you,
Yeah,
even
so
though it
that's
doesn't.
why, as much as I would
You're right.
love to go down that route, I cannot go down
You
that route.
can't because
Yeah.
you're exactly because like exactly what
Well,
you
let's say-
told
right,
me,
yeah, right.
where you're like, oh, it could make it worse. Since you're thinking that, it's gonna be worse.
Yeah.
Right, I could smoke complete
You could smoke
without
grass.
anything. Yeah, and I would get high.
Yeah.
You know,
And
If we
have a
told
terrible,
you-
terrible
Right.
experience,
and have a terrible experience with it. So I'm not going down that road. But thank you guys for that. Let's keep going.
Larry says, "Love you all." Any word on the children's pythons?
I think we're just getting them starting eating. So hopefully
Yeah,
in the
they-
next couple weeks.
They're still children. They can't talk yet, so we have to give them a little
yeah.
bit longer.
Children's
You can find
pythons,
the
guys.
website If you follow us, if you're on like the wait list.
Yeah, you can get on the wait list. Yeah, we'll call you back.
Once we start putting new things up too, we do weekly emails. So
Weekly.
if you're not on the BHB email list, get on that.
Sign up.
And you,
are you
you'll
doing?
get notified that way.
Yeah.
Very cool. So we got Nava Reptile says, "Glad to see you in high spirits, Brian. Haven't stopped thinking about you since last time."
Well, listen, Nava, thank you so much. First off, I'll be totally honest with you. Today, I'm not. I'm better than I was a couple weeks ago. I'm not great today, but
Let's
I
make
had
it a great fucking
right,
day.
I'm trying. I had a great day yesterday.
Yeah.
And literally the best day I've had in probably 2.5 months.
It was a good day.
It was a really good day. It didn't start out amazingly, but by noonish or whatever time it was, I literally from noon till 2:00 in the morning, I felt wonderful.
Good.
And
great.
I was a little bit disappointed that I woke up this morning and didn't feel as good. It's a little discouraging because you almost think like, oh, it's over, we beat it, it's good. And I guess this is an up and down battle. Honestly, Nava, right now, I feel. I can't explain the feeling. It's not good. But I'm trying to keep in good spirits and I'm trying to keep going.
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
at least I can think.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
good because
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
been days I haven't been able to think straight. So
Yeah.
it's good to be here.
Awesome. So we got Pack Python says, "Thanks for the Mother's Day video for my wife. Totally worth the wait. Sending positive vibes your way."
Thank you so much.
you,
And I'm
Pac.
sorry if it took a little bit longer. I know I'm behind on some of the shout outs for obvious reasons. Mentally, it's just not on top of my game. But we're working. I think we have
okay.
5 left. And Lori took them off the site because I just couldn't keep up. And it sucks that I really don't want to disappoint anybody by not getting them. So I was late on a bunch of them. And I do
You're okay.
apologize. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So we got Joan says, "Lori, what's your favorite all-time coffee?"
That's an easy answer.
Timmy Ho.
No, that's not.
No.
What the hell? You've been drinking Folgers Extra Black for 18 years.
So this is it's not. That's not what it's called. So when I'm out and about, Tim Hortons
Hortons,
is
yeah.
my go-to. My morning
you
pot.
gotta tell them though. It's just black.
Yeah, black.
Yeah, just black
Just
coffee.
black.
Black.
Yeah.
No cream, no
large
sugar.
black. Every day.
Bingo.
Several times a day.
Several.
But for
Several.
home, my go-to for a long time has been the Folgers Black Silk.
Silk.
That's a bad.
And let me tell you, you crack that lid, and you get a
So
whiff of that
good.
shit.
You wake
oh
up.
my
You wake up. Just from the
God.
smell.
No, it's not that big of a fan. He likes the
I drink
weak
it,
stuff, though.
I sometimes, you know what I like to do?
What you like?
I get a little saucy with it.
Ooh.
Okay,
Nice.
so yeah, it's kind of like
One
chemistry
scoop
class.
this,
I
one
might go over, get a little bit of that Kona, right? I throw one scoop of Kona,
wow.
one scoop of black silk, and I might
Okay.
even hit up that black Irving. All right, throw another
Okay.
scoop in there. I take
Yeah.
my finger, I go like this, whoosh, and I stir it all together,
Okay.
and then I put her in 8
It's called-
ounces of
it's called
water.
an original blend.
Yes. Yeah. I wish I could drink
we
coffee,
do,
but
we do
I
too.
I
So
don't.
my sister-in-law, your sister lives in Hawaii, so
Yeah,
she'll
Kona.
send me really good Kona coffees too.
I love
which
the
I'm not
Konas.
opposed to. but-
Didn't someone just recently say did they ever send you the coffee? It was someone out in California, and they did coffee from like Thailand or something like that. I did a virtual tour, and they said they were sending
God
you
knows
some
we
stuff.
got a whole bucket of stuff to open.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it
we
might
got
be
so
up
much
there.
Probably gotta do that
We got so
tomorrow,
much
eh?
stuff,
Some
yeah.
one of my fans from the east side of the United States actually sent me some Wawa coffee
Yeah, you
before.
did.
Wawa,
Oh, that's
And it was
Jay's-
actually
And
really
the
good.
cup,
thing.
yeah, because you
I
still use
have
mine.
It was good.
dreams about
It was really
Wawa
good.
every day.
Yeah, Jay is literally threatened to drive to the
Jersey.
East Coast
Just
just
to
for
get Wawa.
Just for Wawa, just
Wawa.
once.
Just once. Just
I
to go to
love that
Wawa.
I
place.
a
loved
great
it.
name.
It's good, like,
Wawa.
because they have it in Florida, right?
Yep, Florida, Pennsylvania, I think, and Jersey. Yeah.
Every time we go to Florida, I like to go to the Wawas just because
they're clean and nice. Dude.
you're
Yeah.
right, they are clean. You got so many options. You go up
Yeah.
to the tablet, you
How's
just
the
start
hot dogs
clicking.
there? You ever had the hot dogs there?
I don't think I ever had a hot dog.
Because the hot
It
dog
probably
gas station
depends
stuff
on
could
the
go either
time-
way,
It
you know?
depends on the time of day.
Yeah.
If you're rolling in at between 2 and 4 a.m.,
Do you remember?
it's going to be old.
Do you remember
That's
our friend
gonna
Keith
be good.
Wisner? Unfortunately, who passed away not too long ago.
Rest
We
in
used to
peace.
travel with him, and he
Oh,
loved
the
the oldest. Like if they had
Like-
new hot dog and old hot dogs, he took the old hot dog.
Oh, like the
Interesting.
hard, like fall on the floor.
yeah, like he
break,
wanted the ones
like-
that were like 12
Yes.
hours old.
That,
Damn.
oh, it was
So
so gross.
so can you did he ever explain his thought process
No, I
why?
just said he liked
What
the
he
way
liked.
it tasted. Yeah,
He
said
liked
it
the
tasted better.
aged.
It's just
hot
like
dogs.
Grammy. My grandmother, for all you people that don't know, and you would have no clue to know this at all. So everybody, she likes her hot dogs burnt black as hell.
I actually don't mind a burnt hot dog.
I don't either.
Yeah, I actually like them.
But I don't cook 'em
Now, I will
black on
not.
purpose.
I refuse to eat a burnt marshmallow. That's like you got to be messed up in the head to eat a
interesting.
black
So many
burnt
people
marshmallow. People like that, but you have to be mentally. Well, I'm mentally ill, so
Oh, well, that didn't
well,
work.
it didn't work out so well. So you have to not be mentally ill, I guess.
Yeah, to like it. That works out so
Yeah.
I do agree with you on that. My perfect one is the lightly toasted brown, like
Yes,
all brown,
yes.
which is
Yeah.
so hard.
Like, you
and
let it get on
almost
fire for 2
impossible.
seconds, that's
Not
it.
even because it
No,
really
you can't let it on
let it go
fire.
on
As soon as it's on
because
fire,
it
you're
turns
screwed.
black.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're screwed.
I've
Like-
marshmallowed. I feel you, but
No, like I've mastered the art of marshmallowing.
yeah.
Yeah,
We'll have
see,
to- we'll have
I can
to do
get,
a
like,
vlog on it.
gold.
We need to just do
Dude,
fires to do the marshmallows.
You guys are
because-
ridiculous. You're not even giving any hints. You don't use the flames, guys.
Yeah,
Use
you
the
could-
hot
yeah, you could
embers.
charge
Radiant,
embers.
yeah,
You use-
But
radiant
even
heat.
though if you get too close to those
It might even go
embers, it'll
puff.
catch on
You never
fire.
get
Yeah.
too close to
Never-
the sun. Never
No.
get close to the
Never,
sun.
never.
I always get
Yeah,
burned.
because it's all right. Let's go.
Next one is Fractal says, Brian, would you ever consider getting a
nickname in high
Komodo
school.
dragon for the Reptarium?
Well, I would get a Komodo dragon for anything if you
Yeah,
could get them,
yeah.
but unfortunately,
It's
you're not allowed to get them.
It's
So,
AZA, right?
AZA controls them. There is a couple Komodos outside of AZA. One is up in Chicago at the Reptile Discovery Center, Rob Carmichael's place. I think that's what his place is called. Been there, really good guy, really fun zoo. But it was a female that had been neutered. So
Huh.
couldn't breed, couldn't have eggs. I don't know how he got it. He's been working with AZA for like 20 years, and they ultimately got one to him. But since I think that he said that they will no longer give, like AZA, like cut their ties because AZA, which is the American Zoological Association, which is basically the major zoos. Big zoos are AZA. And they control everything, right? So the AZA can go into, let's say, the Columbus Zoo. They could go in the Columbus Zoo and say, hey, you know that that gorilla that you've had for 20 years? You have to give it to this other zoo. And they have no choice but to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And AZA has tightened a lot of their regulations and the way they do things over the last, even like pachyderms like rhinos and elephants. There were, several years ago, there was always like keepers could come in contact with elephants, wash them, interact with them. AZA said no more. You can't even get close to an elephant. So there were elephants that for 50
Now?
years, so there were elephants for 50 years, keepers were washing them every day, and all of a sudden they now have no
Can I
contact with
ask you
humans.
a question though?
Mhm.
I seen a person on Instagram actually on top of an elephant in a body of water, and him jumping off of it.
It was probably Myrtle Beach Safari.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was.
Myrtle
I
Beach
just didn't want to
Safari.
say it.
Yeah, they were in the Tiger King.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
Doc Antle.
what's up with that then? Why
So
can they
he's-
do that?
He's not AZA.
He's not AZA. Yeah,
Right.
he's not an American.
so
Association.
okay. I thought you
don't
were
have
saying
to
they
be.
were controlling
No,
everyone.
no, they
saying,
only
"You can't
only
do
if
this
you
anymore."
join the AZA. But
Okay.
when you join the AZA, like
get
if
special
we were
perks?
if we were in
You're able to get
AZA,
those animals
yeah, if we
and
were in
stuff like
AZA,
that.
we could get a Komodo dragon for free.
Fuck yeah.
For nothing, for free. But we
they
also, but they
control
control
your
everything.
place.
So they would say you can't handle Perdita ever again.
It's kinda like
you can't do this ever
The
again. You can't.
homeowners association.
Yes.
We're like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
build
Very
a
similar.
fence.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, they control everything. So, anyways, point is that Komodos, for now, I mean, if anyone could ever figure a way for me to legally have a Komodo, I don't want an illegal one.
No.
Legally have one, I would do anything. It's one of my
That would be
top 3
amazing.
dream animals in my life. One day I will own a Komodo dragon. Just don't know when.
Oh wait, let's not move on yet because
Okay.
I have something to add.
Yes.
You were talking about how your friend had a female Komodo that is like neutered, spayed,
Yep,
or whatever
yep.
that can't have babies
Babies.
or eggs anymore. Speaking of that, our good friend Diego, he's a 100-year-old Galapagos tortoise.
Oh my gosh.
All right, who single-handedly saved his species with his rapid sex drive.
I love it.
He's retiring. He's done having sex. He's
Wow.
done having kids.
At
You know how
100.
many fucking kids he had?
How many?
Over 800.
Wow.
He
Wow.
saved his species of tortoise by
So
fucking.
that's
What was the,
interesting
what-
question?
what's that?
So how
Good for him.
many eggs does a Galapagos have at a time?
Well, they can have multiple clutches a year. They
Right,
can
but
have
how
20
many
to
at a
30.
time
They could
do
have
they
20 to
have?
30
Okay.
eggs. They could have 2 or 3 clutches a year. What was the
so it's not that
Mongolian
busy
ruler?
He was getting then. And
He had
those
800,
Genghis
Mom.
Khan. Yeah, Genghis Khan.
Oh.
How many
If he
kids
can
did
have
Genghis
20
Khan
to
have?
30
Oh,
per
a
litter.
lot.
Wait, let's.
Multiple times a year, 800's not that many.
No, it's not that many.
Yeah.
For a
For a
reptile.
100-year-old tortoise. Like, do the math. That's not
Do
that
the math.
much.
You're going to
You're
look at how many
also-
kids Genghis Khan had?
But you're also saying that every one of the 20 eggs is hatching, which isn't true.
Yeah, it's not.
They
That's
perish.
possible. Yeah, it's possible.
15
So,
kids.
15. That's
shit,
it,
man.
I
Shoot.
thought
Hey,
that
shit.
like I
There's
thought that they
Mormons
said
out
like
there that
Genghis
got
Khan
beat.
like half, I thought they said like half
Leaving
of
him in the
Asia was
dust.
like I think that's wrong. I think that Genghis Khan had like
I've heard what
hundreds.
you've said, Brian. I've heard
Oh,
that story before for
I've
sure.
heard, yeah, I've heard that damn near half of Asia is related to him.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
And I know
Maybe
he
could be
wiped out
completely wrong.
enough. He wiped out enough
think-
people that actually changed the carbon footprint of the Earth.
right.
Yeah.
I think I got
What a
a little
great
Khan
leader.
in me, you know?
Well,
Great
he had
leader.
a mission.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he
That's
did
where
it.
my anger issues
I just
come
know the
from.
Wrath of Khan, from
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Not
Stephanie
Stephanie,
threw
what's
a
going on?
Benji down. She
Wow.
says, "Love you guys.
Stephanie.
Lori's my favorite. Love you, girl."
Stephani's
you,
always so
Stephanie.
great. She always supports us so well. I mean, we love her to death. I hope sometime you can come visit us so that we can repay you for all the support that
Yeah.
you show us. Well, everyone for that matter. But Stephanie's always great on every podcast.
I
so
don't know.
we
I hope I get to
appreciate her.
meet all the
Isn't
fans
it funny?
one
Now,
day.
isn't it? I'm just gonna throw it out there.
What's
before I
that?
keep going. So I know I'm always like this. You have just names and
Yeah,
nothing
names,
else to
yeah.
go by, and so you have created, a
created,
face,
yeah, face,
and then
yeah.
like it's never like
No,
when
it's
you
not.
meet the person, it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, wait a second, that's not at all what I was.
The one guy that actually, oddly enough, Mike.
The jewelry guy.
Yeah, strangely
seen
enough,
him?
yeah, I have.
Yeah, he's
I-
been to the Reptarium.
You
He
have?
did, yeah, he
Yeah.
has.
Yeah.
I didn't meet
Oh.
him there,
See,
but
this is the thing.
I
I'm
was
great
gone.
with faces. I'm terrible with names. So I'm sure if I
Yeah.
see him,
Yeah.
I'll recognize him. But
like
I don't
honestly,
know who
like
he is
because
right now.
he started the way what I started seeing him from was a YouTube comments.
Right.
But I was just like, okay, blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah, you
there's a
remember
lot of
names.
YouTube comments. But then I started doing Twitch streams a lot at a certain time, like a year or
Right.
two ago.
Yeah.
And then he
He
was
was on
one of the
that.
only ones that would watch my streams.
Oh, nice.
And so
Oh,
we would
that's so
talk a
cool.
lot and
There's
stuff.
Mike.
And then then I got a picture in my head of what I thought he'd look like. And then I actually seen him, and it actually wasn't that far
Really?
off.
Yeah, he's a nice
Okay.
guy, nice dude. Yeah,
I didn't expect him to have a
must.
mustache, but other than that,
No, but a real nice
pretty
guy.
good.
He
real
came here
nice
last
dude.
summer, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he
here
did.
last summer.
I
yeah,
actually
yeah.
met him briefly.
Yeah, I think you did.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure I
Um,
have met him.
So Rob was able to find from Nat Geo, Genghis Khan. It says 16 million children.
16 million from 15 to 16
15.
million.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I don't know how. That's what it said.
And
Y'all seen
that's
it?
Well, that's
Google, my
probably
friend.
descendants of like all the he's got kids of kids of kids, kind of
That's-
like Abraham, right?
It's all
Or-
the people.
Yeah,
who
16 million
claim-
descendants. That's
Yeah.
crazy
Like-
though.
16 million
I
descendants.
told you,
yeah.
man, like that's
That's
half
still
of Asia.
That's not half of it.
That's not even a penny on you.
That's not even Wuhan.
That's pretty cool. Though.
So we got.
I want to
I
try.
think it's Urton. It's Urton.
It's
It's
Urton.
Urton.
It's Urton.
It's certain. There you go. Love you guys. Hope you feel better, Brian. Love from England.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you.
or
Wait,
Azerton. Thank
guys,
you so
can
much,
we-
man.
Can we?
Can I become the next Genghis Khan?
Yeah, for sure.
Can I have
Well, I mean, I don't know if you
17
can.
million descendants?
You
Can
could
I start now?
potentially. You
I
could
want
start.
a lot
Let's
of
go.
grandkids, but that's more than I feel I can enjoy.
That'd be one hell of a Christmas dinner.
Yeah, straight up.
I don't think I'd be able to give them the attention that they
I mean,
deserve and that I want
we
to
usually
give.
do two.
I can't either. That's the best part.
We've done 2 turkeys and 2 hams before, but
Yeah.
35
like,
yeah,
I mean, come
like
on.
we would what? I don't even
We
know.
need a food
where
bank.
would you house? Like, how would you have that big of a
VFW.
No, you
that's
just
not
have
even
to-
that.
Yeah, it is.
No, do you know how like the
Need the
protests?
Taj Mahal,
no,
man.
no. Listen to this. You know how like the protests? They can like, okay, we're doing this for 2 hours on
Right.
these 3 miles of road.
Yeah, yeah.
We do the same thing. Just have a 2-mile long table.
for our family.
Yeah, for our
not a
family
bad
dinner.
idea, to be
and
honest.
and
Well, how
I
many
stand up
people
at the
can,
end.
Like, get into the Joe. Well, it's not the Joe.
It's like
not the
30
Joe.
30,000.
30,000.
Yeah,
So
we
you
just
would need
need
like you would
little
need like
seeds
I
and
mean what is
more.
that? That's what's that's 900
So that-
90 Joes just for 1 million. So you would need
That's a lot.
30
I'm
what's 16?
sorry, son.
So
Yeah.
you would
I
need
believe
yeah,
in you,
you'd
but
need
that's
lot.
a lot.
150
How about that?
Joe Louis Arena.
I would need a few fucking Joe Louis
That's
arenas.
a
Yeah,
lot.
you need 150
stadiums.
Yeah, 150 stadiums.
Listen, I can make it work as long as we get started now.
1,500 something.
I think
Awesome.
you're actually
So-
behind the.
I smoke with my dad all the time. Great bonding time.
Yep. Larry says he
Oh.
smokes with his dad all the time.
Bond.
Could
There
you,
you
I
go.
don't
nice,
think
Larry.
I'm surprised we didn't pick up on that before with his
The
name.
420.
Yeah, the 420.
Yeah.
Kat cover. It says maybe you could have 1 hour feeding constrictors, another hour monitor iguana activity, third tortoise turtle activity.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, that's
different
exactly what we want to do.
interaction or
Yeah,
feedings
and
or
me and Jay were just talking about if
experiences,
we can start working on Matilda more, really that target training, we build that door. One of the hours can be bring Matilda out, now everyone can pet her, and
And
I think
that's a lot
once she gets
easier,
used
too,
to it, she'll
because
love
with
it.
limited people, then there's not
People
Right,
stepping
yeah.
on her and stuff,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and that's super important.
But I think
yeah.
that she would get used to it. It would take
Yeah.
her. She's a shy animal.
She is.
Of course, Matildas are the Albert tortoise. She's a
Beautiful.
shy animal, but I think she would get over
But you
her
know who
shyness.
loves it are those silly redfoots. Oh my God,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
they have
Love
the most
people.
personality. Yeah, you
Yeah.
put them out and they're just like.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, but it's
cruisers.
just not as. I
I
mean,
know,
they're
but I'm
cool,
just
you know.
saying.
But yeah, having a
Big
giant tortoise
Especially for
hour would be
kids.
good. Yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
put
'cause
yourself
can,
in the perspective of a kid, right?
Yeah.
Oh
When
yeah,
you're
the tortoise
eye
is
level with
literally
a tortoise,
yeah.
and you're just
Yeah.
like, holy crap!
Maybe
Dinosaurs
we
are
can
still
eventually
here.
do like tortoise rides.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
know what?
God.
I was gonna
3
say it
and under.
jokingly, but I just didn't want to get into that
Yeah.
shit.
Can you believe those guys are abusing their tortoises?
They're gonna give tortoise rides.
They actually nailed a seat to her shell.
They drilled it into her. I saw it,
shit.
They're
and she
horrible
has
people.
mites. I seen it.
I love it. All right, so Luke says, so happy to see you guys today. I missed you all.
Yeah, we
you
missed
too.
you last week. We're
Thank you,
sorry.
Luke.
It was number one. I wasn't having the greatest day last week, but we were
No.
trying to give it a go. And then the equipment, like I said, with this upgrade to equipment, I know it may not seem like much. We did the test earlier with Scott,
Right.
which seemed to go well.
You have no idea either.
But
If
it
you
was
could
a hard
see
thing.
If you could
the
see me, which they
menagerie
can't.
of,
I can no
yeah,
longer see him.
There's so
I think
much
the best thing
large
about this is
shit
the
there.
fact that we can't see Jay anymore.
It's so weird because he's
Actually, I don't mind. No.
he's so big, and to have something
He
covering him is
He is
impressive.
the man behind the screen, not
But the thing
not
that's
the curtain.
but the thing that's great about this, again, it gives us the ability now to get a camera on Jay.
Yeah.
That way, when he talks, the
Is
camera
that a
will
good
go.
thing?
Is that a
Yeah.
It's slightly okay, I guess.
Slightly okay.
Probably don't want to do.
But we can have more inputs. We can have more everything, and it's just trust me. When we get this dialed in, it's going to take the podcast to a different level.
To the next
Yeah, no,
level.
like seriously, there's so much stuff. Like I got a lot of homework to do, but there's
Yeah.
so much stuff we can do.
I know.
Yeah.
I've been thinking so hard of intros and shit for
Yeah, we got to
things
do
and
some
podcasts and
bumpers.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's just
Bumpers,
hard
yeah.
because I want it. I'm not an animator,
Right.
so I can't really make good
Fiverr, dude.
animations.
Fiverr, yeah.
Exactly. So that's what we need.
We should
need
pay
to,
somebody to do
We
it.
need to pay somebody
we
to
do.
do
We
it.
use Fiverr a lot.
You
for
know?
a lot of
Do you
things.
guys
It's a
really?
great resource. Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
Fiverr's
awesome.
great. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Bingo.
All right. So next, Let Roses Burn says you've got so many new critters at the Reptarium. What do you think about Sudan plated lizards? Oh, that sounds
you
cool.
know, they're really cool animals. I do love them. I think I like Califractus better. And you know, sun gazers even more,
Supercalifragilistic.
which are all kind of in that same thing. Califractus are the ones that curl up into a ball,
Oh,
like a
armadillo
circle.
lizard?
Yeah,
Is that
like
what
yeah,
that
it's
is?
similar. Yeah, kind of similar,
Okay.
but they're called Califractus.
Why can't we?
And then-
Why don't we have armadillos?
It's not a
Are
reptile.
they
they
a
have
reptile?
leprosy.
Are they a
No,
reptile?
it's not a reptile.
No.
Well,
they're a
it
mammal.
has. I've felt them. They
got
have
scales.
scaly kind of
Yeah, but
thingies.
it's
That's
I
fair.
thought it was like a
Yeah.
reptile, sort of
Well,
like
yeah,
a
not
cousin to a
We
tortoise. or
we
something.
almost had one before you were born because Columbus show.
Oh, yeah,
like they
yeah,
had,
I love
Scotsman.
yeah, they had them, and yeah, if
No,
I
they're
didn't
super
say
cool.
no, we would have came home with one.
Yeah,
of
no,
those
I
too.
would love to add that in the future. You know, some more
Of
stuff
course
like
you
that.
would. Of course you
We're gonna have a wallaby.
Why-
I would like
the
to-
mammalarium.
yeah,
I don't-
We'll have to
yeah.
have a whole nother section.
Sloth would be good.
Yeah, that'll
we should,
suffice.
we should just open up a planetarium as well. The
That'd be
planetarium.
cool. Yeah. See,
Oh,
so
yeah.
this is the big dilemma in my life is you know I've said
us.
that I've said that
Is that Lori always says no?
no.
That's my big
What-
dilemma.
What I've said is that you know my first real major anxiety episode 15 years ago, what came out of that was that, like I said, the fact that I think you've got to live your life and you've got to chase your dreams and all that, the messages that I preach every
Positivity,
day.
yeah.
Positivity. What I think will come out of this one, I've said, is the fact that balance in life.
Yeah.
So there's part of me that is like, I want to do a massive zoo with like you said, an aviary, all this other stuff, right? But what I'm saying to myself now is, Brian, don't do that. You know what I mean? Don't do that.
good-
You know, like
good
enjoy
thing
what
to
you
say.
have, and that doesn't mean that I would love to do 3.0. We number one, I
Listen.
can't even think about 3.0 right now.
You
but
don't have to.
No, and I don't, and I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I won't even if tomorrow I was great again, I wouldn't think of 3.0 till the end of the year, the beginning of next year, because that's what me and your mom said we're going to do. And then maybe we do 3.0 next year, maybe we don't. We'll see what happens. But my point is, I have to learn to be content. And we have we have multiple businesses that are great. We have a great family. We have great friends and crew and support. And I have to somehow, as you know, one of my problems is that I won't even get done with, 2.0 was a perfect example. I wasn't done with 2.0. I was planning 3.0 already. I wasn't even done yet. And that wasn't just that. And it wasn't just planning 3.0. It was also planning 5 other businesses.
Yeah.
And I have to stop that. It's not healthy.
It's
good that you see that,
It's
though,
good
now.
that you say it, because the thing is it's not abnormal or unhealthy to like think about things and have ideas. Because let's do an analogy. I love dogs.
Yes.
I love all kinds of dogs.
Yes.
In my head, like I want
All the dogs.
All the dogs.
No, and I'm not even kidding. Like I see
know.
them, but the difference is because I see them, it makes me happy. I can picture having them and the happiness, but I have to know. But then I have to like take a step back and realize, you know what? Yes, while yes, I can see the happiness. I have to say, but I see the other side of it too. Like I always have to play both sides and go, that's not the smartest
Also,
thing.
this is
Like,
what I
can't be
think.
the crazy dog lady that
Right.
has 50 dogs
Well,
because it's not the
This
right
is
thing
what
to
I
do.
think. I think this. You are 50. Okay.
Right. Thanks.
Reptarian. No.
50.
That's nothing.
No.
Listen.
Half a century.
Listen.
Yeah.
So
Actually, older. but
all
go
this
ahead.
came in the last 2 years of your life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What
Well, at
we
least
have
that's
above
yeah,
us,
yeah, right,
right?
yeah.
With the reptarium and
Yes.
blah blah blah. So technically, I think that you'll probably be walking and be active and be wanting to do this
For at least
until-
5 more years.
until probably around like 76 is when you're gonna like stop building and you're gonna be
Yeah.
like too tired, and then you're just gonna enjoy, right?
Well, I hope that.
So you got like
yeah.
20 fucking years left.
I
of
hope
this shit,
that
man.
I hope I am 80 years old and still want to keep going. Who did we just see
I think
recently?
you will be.
Oh yeah, Fred.
Yeah.
He's 78,
The
right?
guy
That's
that
right,
delivers
that's
our
right.
rodents.
Yeah. He delivers our rodents every week. He's
Worked
78.
for himself
I
his whole
thought he
life.
was
That's
like
what I'm
maybe
saying.
67, 68,
Yeah.
something like that. Not that I thought he was young, but he's 10, and from 67 to 77, it's a big. That's a
That's a
big
big
age,
jump.
you
Yeah,
know.
it is.
I mean, that's when a lot of people, break
Start
a hip,
falling
you know.
apart, right?
Yeah.
And he's crushing it and stuff like that. So I hope I'm that guy, but at the same time, I think you have to find. Well, balance is what I've talked about, right?
Yep.
Is that, and that's why I'm saying I although I may be hopefully coming out of hell, but still in it, with my anxiety. I have high hopes that on the other side, much like I would never have taken back the 15 years ago because it made me who I am today.
Yeah.
I hope I won't want to take this one back either. And I hope that I find balance in life because it's very difficult. This is what I've said is that when you do what you love, it's hard to balance because all you want to do is that.
Yeah.
And all I do is work with animals and at the Reptarium and BHB and all that stuff. And I have no other balance in life at all, you know? And
Yeah.
I need to find that balance. Not that I don't want to, of course I want to be at the Reptarium. I want to be involved in all this stuff. But I need something more. We need something more. And that's what I hope I take out of this is happiness in the moment. And not just in the moment work, but in the moment outside
And
of
the
work.
good thing is you already are taking it out of it.
Well, I'm
You know what I
trying.
mean?
It's just that
Yeah.
it's been harder to have the enjoyment factor because
Yeah.
of my emotional status. But yesterday, I will say,
You're good.
for those people that have been worried about me, yesterday was the first day that I had some emotions of happiness that I hadn't had in a couple months. So that was an amazing experience to feel those feelings again. Today, I don't maybe have it as much, but the point is that I know they're there still.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they'll come back. So, but anyways, let's move on so
So-
we don't just dog ourselves down with this.
No, you're good. We were.
Yeah, so Sarah Wright, she threw €4, right?
Thank you, yeah.
Just
And a little
you.
coffee.
Little coffee.
it looks like.
Coffee with
So
what is
thanks,
it? What
Sarah.
is it on? What is it that's doing to
a
that
pear.
coffee?
don't know,
It's
it's
a
a little-
pear showing its coffee.
A pear showing the coffee.
I-
By the way,
I
we
dig it.
love.
Coffee?
No, well, I don't.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I don't know where in Sarah is in Europe, but if she's from the UK, I love UK television.
Oh, Brian talks about it nonstop.
It's like
straight
the
up.
best, you know.
Oh,
It's no
yeah.
bullshit,
You want to hit a couple super chats and we can talk about our
let's
new
do that.
show?
Let's
Fine?
do that. Let's do it.
Awesome. So Nick says, Brian, I love your videos. Any tips on working with a baby retic that's hotter than a $2 pistol? Every time I walk by the enclosure, it starts striking, let alone trying to handle him.
So retics are very smart, and what you have to do is you've got to remember that snakes bite for two reasons. Either they're afraid of you or they think you're food. If she's striking at the cage or he's striking at the cage like that, it's afraid of you, you know?
Yeah.
So you have to somehow get that animal to not fear you, you know? And once you get them to not fear you, and one of the things is if you don't handle it, it's not going to get over that fear.
Yeah.
So you have to handle that animal, but in a way that there's positive experiences, so that at the end of that handling, it thinks that you're okay. I'll give you an example. I was teaching Morgan, our new animal educator, with salt. I said, when you put salt back, if she's squirming, you have to hold on to her till she stops squirming.
Right.
And then when you release her, it's a gentle release. Now, the last thing she has in her mind is that it was a gentle release. If she's flailing and you put her down, the last memory she's going to have is flailing going away from
Exactly.
you. And so you want to always end with the most positive possible experience that you can, and that's how you break animals.
Yeah,
of
so like
that
even,
behavior.
right, if I'm not mistaken, even if it's flailing the whole time you have it out, wait for it to calm down.
Yeah, you
and
have to
then-
wait. And if a snake is striking at you, turn it into intelligence mode. With retics, oftentimes if it's striking, lift it over your head.
Yeah, watch
Get it
what
over your
happens.
head. And now all of a sudden it's going to start exploring like you're a tree. You know, it's going to, because now it's not looking at your face, it's not looking at anything. Now it's going to crawl around, its tongue's going to slow down, it's not going to strike, and you're up in the air, then slowly bring it down. So, yeah.
Perfect. Let Roses Burn says,
Again.
"Oh, Lori, when I was 6 to 7, I went to blow out a burnt marshmallow and got it on my nose, and I got burned, but I still like them."
Oh, man.
That's a terrible.
Those are, those marshmallows can be like
Lethal.
They can be, yeah.
We used to have fights with them.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, throw hot marshmallows.
Tell it.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
I don't really remember, but
that was
I do.
horrible.
Tell it. I want to remember.
This is about my mom.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so horrible. Yeah.
Oh,
We
Go
were
ahead.
doing marshmallows, and then I'm sure a
A
lot
little
of you
closer.
have seen.
I can't hear you there.
They have these huge marshmallows that
Yeah,
are like
giant
the size,
marshmallows.
Oh,
the
yeah.
size of a whole graham cracker. So we
Yeah.
got those, and so we were roasting it.
Yeah.
And, oh my god, she's so funny. She loves the marshmallows. Anyways.
Yeah.
So she burns it, and then she goes to take it off, and then she's eating it, and it's literally just
Everywhere.
It
I mean,
never comes
yeah,
off.
it was
It's all
gross.
over her.
Oh my God, her
face.
hands.
Like she's and Brian cannot.
I do not
take,
like
he
stuff
can't
on
take
people's
stuff
face.
on people's faces.
not.
And she's just oblivious. I'm
Yeah.
crying because
Yeah.
it's the funniest thing,
It
and
is.
she couldn't clean it if she wanted to. Brian is freaking
Yeah.
out because
Yeah. I couldn't even-
she's
yeah, I
and
couldn't
it
even-
took her like 10-15 minutes. Like I got a rag, I got whatever, and she couldn't get the
Yeah.
stuff. It was
See,
everywhere.
Just a little backstory on you and your
Yeah.
like kind of like it's like it's not a fetish because you don't
No.
like it. It's
No,
the opposite. It's what is that word? It's like you hate it. It's
Yeah, it's like
Not a
I
pet
wouldn't-
peeve, but
It is like
it's-
a pet
but
peeve.
it grosses them out for
Yeah.
sure.
right. It's like
Yeah.
a pet peeve.
Yeah.
So it's like greasy
Oh,
stuff
Yeah.
and
man.
all that. So I was probably about 4 or 5 years old. My sister's 8 years older than me, so she's probably about 11, 12, blah, blah, blah. We're chilling. We're all on my parents' bed, okay? We're watching a movie. We have popcorn, okay? I remember Jade was like, hey, Noah, watch this, all right? Noah, watch this.
no.
She gets popcorn and she wipes the grease on her face, and she looks at you and is like, hey, Dad, and then you're just like, get it out,
You're
get it
like,
out.
adoption!
And then I like start putting it on my face, and
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God,
"Look
I
at
don't
Dad!"
really-
And then you
I
guys
probably
are just
blocked
like,
that memory
yeah, you
out.
were just like
because-
freaking out. You're just like, "This is
And
horrible."
I'm probably crying, laughing.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
all
I
just
literally,
dying
I literally
laughing.
couldn't even watch my kids eat as toddlers
Yeah.
because as a toddler you have no
Oh, it's
sense of
always
anything,
a
mess,
and
yeah.
I couldn't even watch. I was like, Laura, you're gonna have to do something with those kids.
I know.
I can't even wipe their face off.
Oh my God, that's
like I
incredible.
mean I normally eat pizza with a fork and knife because I can't
'Cause you're
take the
weird.
grease
Yeah,
out of my
that's so
lips.
crazy.
It's so wild, you know.
So did that stem from an original grease factory or something? Like, what happened?
That's a good question. I mean, I don't have an origin of that to be
Is it
honest
just
with
kind
you.
of
Remember.
always
It's just
been like
always
a-
been there, but I don't remember I'm sure there's
There's gotta be
most of
something,
our
yeah.
pathologies come from childhood and when you're raised. I'm sure there was something most likely like my brother probably smeared shit on my face or something like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, it's probably true.
And
Yeah.
that was probably what caused it because now I'm freaked out by it. Still to this day I don't like stuff on my hands or my face, and I don't like watching watching other people.
That's what was the best part about when
Well,
we
it's
did
one-
that hand for Bowser, when you had to put it in all the grease.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
really tough because I had to put Vaseline all over my hands.
He was so
you know,
upset.
and it was really gross.
Yeah.
It was
'Cause
hard.
That's the thing.
That-
Like, I don't
ooh.
like stuff on my face. But
Wow.
like if I see somebody, that doesn't
Check
bother
this
me.
out. So I actually never knew you had a hand thing.
Yeah.
So you've had this hand thing since you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
Or hand face thing since
Yeah.
you were a kid.
Yes.
And me, I've never had any traumatic experiences with grease or anything like that. But I personally hate the feeling of lotion on my palms. So I
Interesting.
wonder if through your DNA you passed that on to me.
It's
It's like
possible.
because when I have lotion on my palms, I freak out.
Wow.
And
Interesting.
I hate
I
it.
yell at you
I
guys
don't know
all the
why.
time because I'm always putting lotion on so my
I
skin
know.
isn't
Yeah,
I
dry
hate
because
that.
I hate dry skin, and you guys get so flaky. I'm always trying
That's
to
why I
lotion
hate,
you,
like,
and you
yeah.
are so resistant.
That's like,
I hate it.
yeah, it's like sunblock to me is the worst.
Oh
you know
my
what I mean?
God,
Because
Well,
you
it's
have
just
to
not
put
good
sunblock
because it
all
doesn't
over.
rub in.
Oh,
A good
It's
lotion
so-
will go in.
it's gross. All right, let's move on.
All right. Soulless Honky, he's back. He says, hey, guys, greetings and love from Portland.
Solus,
Nice
what's
to see you
going
again,
on?
bud.
Welcome
Solus,
back,
it's good to
Honky.
see you again, Solus, man.
We got Dan
Whoa.
Andrews hit us with 50 euros. That's what, like
That's a lot.
$300?
Yeah,
It's like 3,000, I think.
It's at least a hundo.
He says, love you
Thank you.
guys from London, England. Lori,
Chilean Reds.
yeah, Chilean Reds are amazing. Brian, you're in control of your mind. I fought anxiety and won. You will too. Choose happiness
you.
every second of every day. Noah, hit me up next time you're in London. I got the weed.
Thanks, man.
This
That's
dude,
huge,
This dude's
dude.
got,
Runs
that dude's
ready,
got
baby.
like everything, man. That guy was like, he was like, we need to be friends with him because he seems to handle on everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Can
yeah.
I get his name one more time?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
what his name was.
Yeah,
let's
it's
see.
Dan
Dan
Andrews.
Andrews. Okay,
Hit
I'll
us up,
never
Dan.
forget now.
And listen, I love hearing guys. Okay, so let me give you
That he
guys a
has
little.
the
peek.
Yeah, that's right.
I love
No.
hearing
I
guys with
love
weed.
hearing that we got
No,
the
let me
hookup
give you guys a little
overseas.
advice out there. And I didn't tell you this. I talked to a woman and her daughter came to the Reptarium from Pennsylvania this weekend.
Yeah, I remember.
And her husband suffered from anxiety. And I gave her a little advice, much like I gave you advice. But I'm going to give everyone else the same advice, is that, number one, I told her, you're not going to fix your husband. Just like I tell you, you're not going to fix me. Don't try to fix me.
Yeah.
Just be there for me, support me. But the one thing you don't want as an anxiety sufferer is to read someone saying, I suffer from anxiety the last 20 years of my life. It sucks. Because then you feel you're never going to do it. So with Dan,
Yeah.
I love that.
That
I
was
fought
great.
with it. I won.
And so you will too.
You will.
And
too.
you will too. That's what you want to
Yeah.
hear. You want to hear you will win. You don't want to hear
Exactly.
that I'm going to suffer from this for the
Yeah.
rest of my life, right?
And it's
So
also
that's a
great to
little
hear
advice.
from somebody that's been through it too,
Right.
right?
Right.
So-
Yeah, my brother went through it years and years and years ago, and I don't necessarily get along with my brother tremendously. Although lately we've
Connected a lot more.
Good.
very well, and it's really nice to have the relationship back.
Yeah, that is nice.
But the one thing that I always loved was he was always very much like, Brian, you're going to get through this. I went through it 25 years ago, and I'm better, and I've never had a
Good.
problem again. And so it makes you feel better knowing that you can get better.
And it is hard for I know me personally to relate fully because I don't have the same mind as you. So it's
No.
I can connect little things because I know personally I have little anxiety bugs, like very micro, very micro.
Yeah,
So that's all I can relate. So
Yeah.
it is hard
sure.
too, and yeah, I agree that is a nice thing to hear from
But
somebody
it's just
else.
nice
and-
to be like, hey, listen, you can beat
Yeah.
it. You're going to beat it. I did it. And
Right.
that's what I told everyone for 15 years or 12 years when I used to tutor people that had, like even Miguel, when I first met Miguel, he had a bunch of
Yeah, I
anxiety.
remember.
And I remember sitting in his living room saying, dude, I went through it. You're
Yeah.
gonna be okay.
I
You're
remember
gonna
that
get
too.
through that. And
It helped him.
And I hope it helped him.
I think it
And that's
did.
what I need, too. So okay, go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Patrick Savage says, my wife and I just found out we're having a little girl in December. Congrats,
Hey.
man.
Congratulations,
Lori, how do you
man.
like, was it Oakley Claire?
What's
Oakley
that?
Claire. Oh, maybe that's a
Is that a
British
show?
show. We didn't get onto the British show part.
You want to just go
I
on
don't
that
know.
for a minute? I could read.
Yeah.
These will stay up there.
Patrick Savage.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Oakley Claire is a TV show from the UK. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
look it up
Is
real
that
But
what
quick.
it
so
is, or
we
is it a
watch like
game?
some UK based shows that like we obviously the great British Bake Off was
Yeah.
what started it. I love cooking shows, and then Lori loves
Yeah.
love that show because she likes baking. And we're going to look up Oakley Claire real quick just to see what this is.
Oh, is it just an outside?
Oh,
like,
it's
it's
thing?
just a place?
Oh, it's
is
just
it?
a
Just
place.
like
It's not
a
just. I mean,
park?
it's beautiful, but
It's beautiful, yeah.
What
I
is
don't know
this?
what that is.
It looks
It's
like a
Mount
mountain.
Oakley stock, but I
it's
don't
in
know. if that's-
Oregon.
Oregon.
Oh, another Oregon person.
Not
Huh.
really sure.
Yeah,
Not really sure
Yeah, we
about
don't
the
know much about
question.
Oakley.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
if that's what that means, I have no idea. But back to the British thing. We started with the Great British Bake Off. Then we went on
Well,
to
I did.
right, and then I loved
I
it.
watched
Yeah, I
all the
liked it
seasons. I
a
don't
lot,
wait. Yeah, I
too.
didn't wait. I just watched them all.
it was
Yeah.
Yeah,
actually
you missed a lot, but
great. It was great.
I know. I loved the first one. Like it took me like an episode or two, which most shows do, because you kind of have to like get a feel, get to
Yeah.
know the character,
Yeah.
get to know the thing. But then like once it was rolling, like I love the people. I
Yeah.
love the accents, and
Yeah,
then obviously
the accents.
baking. So.
Yeah.
There was so accents are everything, right? Because if you notice, like on a commercial or something, like it's always like if they're trying to sell you something that
It's
you
a British
shouldn't
person.
buy, yeah, it's gonna be a British.
You shouldn't buy.
AstraZeneca.
Yeah, this will give you heartburn. It might even kill you.
But it's worth
But
it.
it's
buy it.
fantastic.
But
Like
you
or
should,
whatever,
yeah.
and you're like, "Holy fuck, dude! I'm gonna
sounds
sounds
buy
so
that."
smart.
But if you got a guy from Jersey, you're like,
Hey,
"Hey,
you want to buy
go
this
go
shit?
go fucking buy this, huh?" And you're just like, you're gonna be like,
Is that the way they sound?
I don't.
That's pretty close.
I don't
honestly,
know.
honestly.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, no, I agree. But then we moved on to the great the flower fight, the Great Flower Fight.
I think that was the name
Yeah,
of it.
something like the Great Flower Fight, which was another. It was similar, but
I
it was
couldn't get
about.
into that one.
I liked it a lot.
I liked it because I like
Yeah.
flowers, and that's
Yeah.
pretty much. What
And
it
now we're
was.
on to the repair shop.
Yeah, you
which
stumbled
is,
upon
I stumbled
this.
upon that, and I like it. My point is, I like the fact that British television, at least what we're watching now, isn't scripted. It's not overproduced, where it's like let's create drama,
Well, and
let's
that's
make
the
weird
thing,
things. It
too.
just seems to be straightforward, you know.
It does, and
I agree.
even maybe just not even
I agree.
U.S. stuff because that Zumbo's Just
Yeah, Zumbo's
Desserts.
just
I
that.
like that too. That was Australian, but
Yeah.
same thing, and that's what we were
one's
laughing
harder.
is how come they do things different than
Yeah.
the U.S. shows, but
And
in
I
a
like it.
in a better way.
It's because we are different.
And we
It's-
love sensationalism.
We love drama. we
Well,
love
not-
sensational.
Not
All
all,
of us.
Not all of us.
I
'cause
hate
I
it,
don't
yeah.
watch that
Well,
shit because I don't
okay,
like it.
but
It's
it-
annoying to me.
It works here.
It does work here.
It's-
There's no doubt about it. And maybe it wouldn't work here if you didn't have that in our culture because of the Kardashians and the
Reality
Why do
shows.
why do we
Jersey
give a
Shore
fuck
and
about
all
these
this stuff.
I
fake
don't
ass looking
know.
bitches?
And this
Yeah.
is the
Why?
thing. I've
I
never
don't
been
know.
a
I
reality
don't.
show fan, which I know
Yeah.
a lot of people do. But to me,
And I think that
I just never liked
It was kind of like what Chewy said. Chewy said that he's had a hard time watching reality TV since we shot
Yeah.
reality TV
Because you know the
you see
truth.
behind the things where it is a lot of the most drama /
all set
sensational
up.
stuff is all set up. Now sure, you're shooting reality of what's happening, but then after you're done shooting that, you're going back and creating something that didn't happen, so that it's like, oh my gosh,
cuts,
we
with-
need a
So it's
commercial
more
break,
entertaining, yeah.
instead of just like, oh, we'll be back with the next repair. It's like, oh my god, and then the saw blade flew off and it hit the wall, and then it's like as the saw blade goes, you go ah, and then
and it cuts to commercial.
and then it comes back and
Brought to you by
and you're like,
Ford.
Not what's happening in the repair
no,
shop.
not what's that. Repair shop's very dry, but it's it's cool. I mean, it's all these guys that are
intricate.
one guy's like a furniture guy, a guy's a clock guy, the other
But you know
person's
what? And
ceramic,
maybe-
and
I
they're all
just
dressed to the
realized-
hilts with like vests and three pieces. And it's like I love that, man.
Yeah, Dad wants to start wearing vests.
I do want to.
Oh yes, tomorrow. Bring one in.
I've been telling you that you need something like a vest, something like a hat. You need
Yeah.
to stand out
brand.
more.
You need a
Yeah,
brand.
Not hats. I don't
You
do
need a fucking
all
cargo
animal,
vest.
All no.
Yeah.
I don't wanna
Cargo,
be- I
tons
don't
of
wanna-
pockets.
no,
tons
no,
of pockets,
no.
tons of
No.
tools.
You can have a little
See,
pocket.
Oh, I got a
don't-
multi-tool for that.
See,
It's just like,
I'm the anti-animal guy in that sense. I don't want khakis. I don't want cargo. I don't want a hat.
what's the opposite of khaki?
That's why I
jeans.
like.
black
denim.
leather.
That's
black
why I used to
leather.
like. That's why I used to like Dave
Corduroy.
Salmoni. who was a-
Corduroy.
Corduroy.
Corduroy would be
Red,
alright.
maroon corduroy.
Yeah.
jumpsuit.
Ooh, red might be
you'd rock
pushing.
that.
No, maroon, like a burgundy, dark
Like a
colors.
maroon.
I think plaid might work.
Yeah, dude. that's
Ooh, Apache
you're
plaid.
going
plaid
dapper.
vest.
Apache
Yeah.
plaid, red, green, yellow, black, and white.
Vest.
Yeah,
Vest.
not even vest. I mean, talking
Yeah,
pants, the whole thing, man.
Oh, the
Fuck
whole
yeah.
nine,
So
dude.
like crazy golfer outfit.
Yeah, like golfer, like
Like Urkel.
Stuart Payne.
Well, it's gonna be hard
golfer.
for to bend down low and get up because we're gonna need to get those tailored, obviously.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're gonna be tight.
We got things to work with.
Yeah, we
But
got to work on
I
that.
had a thought of
Yeah.
why I like the British stuff and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So
Why?
back in the day of the childhood where we had
Benny Hill. Benny.
we had like 5 stations and 9 was the Canadian station,
Yep,
and
9
there
was
was a
Canadian.
lot
CBC.
of British shows on
Yeah,
there.
it's British,
and
yep.
you would stay up late.
Did you ever
to
watch
watch
Sisters
those.
of Cell Block H?
No.
It was a woman's.
Benny Hill was as
Si-
far as
it was
I got.
it was a woman's prison show.
Yes.
It was a bunch of, but trust me, they were not of the. They weren't the ones who'd be like, oh, that's hot. No, not hot at all.
Different
they were
prison.
Like, yeah, these are like one's name was Igor, the other one's like
Also,
But I
yeah.
remember that.
Igor.
But I remember like back in the day, I was young. I was like 8, 9 years old, so I didn't know a whole lot more. But the one thing that always stuck with me is like, hey, why don't you give me a fag over there? A fag.
Oh, yeah, I
cigarette,
love
So yeah,
smoking fags.
yeah, and so I was like, what the hell are they talking about? So anyway,
That's so good.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but you would watch those different
Oh
shows.
my
and
gosh,
it was
yeah,
a
of
whole
course,
other
'cause they
world,
were
and maybe
crazy.
that's why I
And they,
appreciate
by the way,
Benny
they
Hinn was
still
crazy.
say fag over there. Like,
Sure.
I'm telling you, we were over there and they were just like, you're just at bars and you just hear it. You're just like, oh man,
Like,
can I
uh-oh.
couple fag, brother?
I wonder where that comes from. Like, I wonder what that. Don't look that up.
Yeah.
Don't look that
That's a
up.
hard one.
We don't
Okay,
want that one
let's
on our
move on.
Google
I don't know.
history at all.
It could be,
Bundle of
how
sticks, I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Bundle of sticks, and I've heard
So it's-
cigarettes called a stick. Yo,
And not only
pass
that, but
me
a
Yeah.
stick.
Oh,
pack
yeah,
of cigarettes would be
sticks.
like a
Yeah.
bundle
a
of
bundle of
sticks.
Yeah,
sticks, and
that's
then you're
true.
just like,
That's
and I get the
probably
word
exactly how
fag.
it works.
Silly Brits.
Silly Brits.
It's cool. Smoke a
Silly
fag,
Brits.
and a lot of them roll their own over there too.
Yes,
They're
oh,
just
sure,
like,
yeah.
I seen
They
this
do
one
spliffs
girl.
and stuff, too.
I swear to God, I seen this one girl walking down the street rolling a fag. Right? She was rolling a fag. She licked it up. Still rolling it, tying her shoelace with her left hand. Licked it up, put it in, finished, and lit it and kept walking. Like,
That's
I was
my
just
girl,
like,
dude.
damn,
Yeah,
London,
she-
man,
You were
they're
so-
multitasking.
You were so impressed.
Yeah, that's
you wanted her
that's
number.
impressive.
I know it's hard going overseas because, yeah, honestly, real quick, I know you don't want to hear about it, but it's okay.
No, I don't mind.
There's a lot of beautiful women
We don't know
overseas,
yet.
okay?
We want-
Yeah.
I mean, when I went, I was just like really in awe.
Mm.
I was just like, wow, like there are very beautiful women.
Very
okay?
beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's hard because, yeah, a part of you is like at the time when you are single, you're like, oh, like that might be fun,
Right.
right? Oh, this is a blah, blah, blah. But she's all the way across the
Yeah.
pond,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
You can't get in a relationship
That's like
that.
the ultimate long
That's the-
distance
Yeah.
relationship.
That's like the ultimate
Yeah.
fucking suicide
Yeah.
squad
Yeah.
right there. It's
Yeah,
just
you don't
like,
want to. Yeah.
get
And
launched into a pit of
immigration's a
depression.
little difficult these days too. So.
Yeah. Well, take.
I know, right? Did you ever think about that? How silly these Karens are?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
yeah, yeah.
Quarantine
How fucking
Karen?
silly are you? There are these white ladies and fucking weird old white guys too that are running up to people in the parks and being like, "Go back home. You're not belonging here. Go back home." And you're
Yeah,
just,
true.
No, it's
well,
true.
you don't see it because
Yeah,
you don't follow the pages, but there's
Yeah.
a bunch of these racist people out there that are just walking up to
Whining.
random
Protesters.
people of different, not even protesters, just random civilians that are
wow.
of a different heritage, have different skin color, whether it be black, Mexican, Asian, doesn't matter. It's
Right.
I've seen them all. But these ladies are called Karens, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
I've
like
seen
the,
them, yep.
the word for
So
an
they're
old
telling them they
racist.
can't be out in public.
This
No,
is
they're
what
saying
they're
to
telling
go
you.
home to their own country.
Go back home to your own country.
And how do these people
And-
react?
They say this, bitch, I'm born here. I was born here.
Yeah, and I
they-
hope they punch her in the fucking face.
Actually,
Like, 'cause that
one
would be
did
what
get
I
a
would
slap
do.
because
Good.
she went like this. She said, "Go back home to Mexico,"
Oh,
and the lady
hell
was
no.
like, "Bitch, I'm from America." Bah! And she smacked her.
Got
and she
him.
got out. But my point is that man,
stupid
you guys are so dumb. Like the people that are on the same page as the "Go back
Yeah.
home," the Karen ladies. You're so dumb. None of us here, Polish blood, Italian blood, Irish blood.
Are you,
know what
a
I'm saying?
Native
None of us-
American? Because they're the
Exactly.
only ones that were here.
Exactly.
Well, you just got to
It's
remember
just like,
that
y'all are so
right now
ignorant.
there's just a
No.
a bigger movement to a voice for the people that have always felt that way.
Yeah.
Disenfranchised.
They
yeah.
just now they can
Get recorded.
Yeah, and not get recorded. I mean, yeah, although that's
Yeah.
always happened, but I think that there's just like there's this amazing, great movement that's happening right now worldwide about equality.
Matter and all
Yeah,
that.
you've got this
Police
this
brutality.
major great movement. on the flip side, it empowers people that are on the other side of that.
Of course,
well,
of course.
it angers them and brings out
and they
their
feel that
hatred and
their
racism,
hatred and racism. So that just happens,
Dude,
you know?
the
But
only
I feel like that's how it should be, and I mean, obviously, it's not the answer, but I swear to God,
the only
like,
fucking race I hate is racist, man.
Yeah,
Literally, this
exactly.
shit pisses me off so bad because it's just pure ignorance
Yeah.
and just not putting and
Pretending
just,
we're not all just people, dude.
and just
like,
being
it's
like
crazy.
closed in, like you. It's like being a dog, right? That literally never gets let out of their backyard,
Yeah.
right? So all their perspective is just them, and they don't
Yeah.
realize that there's boundaries outside of the fence that they can go explore and
Yeah.
realize that, like,
Yeah.
oh wait, there is like nothing different. We're
Yeah.
all the fucking same. Man, I've had friends in every single fucking culture. You know, we all have similarities. Yes, we may have different cultural norms.
That's beautiful.
We get upbrung differently.
Yeah.
But we all connect and we all have a great time always because we have the same common soul. We have the
Yeah.
same.
a person is
Yeah,
a
we
person.
we all. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, man, these fucking Karens they're pissing me off because
They need to get their fucking ass beat.
just like you
Wow.
shouldn't like it makes me feel bad because it's like, you know,
Yeah.
if let's say there is somebody that sees this Karen, right, and they're like, man, fuck white people, right? They're just like, all I'm seeing is these Karens out here screaming.
Well,
It's
but
just
that's
like-
but that's
and that's why you can't generalize.
But, right. No, right. And that's my point. Is it goes both ways, right?
You
can't
gotta go
generalize-
both ways.
You know, you can't
Yeah.
generalize
You gotta
on
go both
either
ways.
side of it. You've got extremists on
Right.
both sides, and that's you know. So the
Part of
people,
the
the people
world.
that see the Karens as the problem, it's their perception. You know what I mean? Yeah, Karen is a problem,
Yeah.
but that doesn't
She's a
generalize.
1%
Yeah,
of
she's
us,
she's
yeah.
she's not speaking for the rest of
Yeah.
us.
No, yeah,
and that,
I agree.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, people are always
That's what
looking.
I hope people see.
are always looking to validate their argument,
Yep.
whatever that is. You know what I mean? And so when I look at, much like your mom, when I look at that type of situation, I think of that person as a horrible person. I don't think that breed is a terrible person. You
I
know, the
agree.
white people aren't terrible because of that person. I
Yeah.
think that individual has problems, and I hope that one day that person will see the light and realize the error of their ways. Not, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Well,
I
no,
think,
that-
but
and
it goes
that's the
both ways.
difference,
I
right?
agree.
Yeah, that's the difference. Is there's shitty people in every color,
Every.
in every culture.
Yes.
And
Amen.
And
therein
unfortunately,
lies the
those get-
problem
yeah,
is
and
because
unfortunately-
those people cause all of these.
Well, and
problems.
unfortunately, those people get the headlines, right?
That's right,
If you
yeah.
really think about the
Yeah.
protests around the world, not just in America, but 99.999% of them were peaceful.
Very
Oh yeah,
peaceful.
absolutely.
But yet all you
didn't
saw
hear it
was the
on
riots.
news, unless you talked
Yeah.
to all the people
Yeah.
or saw the other thing.
Yeah,
of
here
all
in
the good
Detroit,
stuff.
everything was great. Everyone
Yeah,
was like,
but
"Oh my
yet-
God, how are you guys doing in Detroit?" And I'm
Yeah,
like, "What are you talking
because
about?
all
Like,
that was
we've been great, you know."
publicized was just something bad that had happened.
Right, yeah.
But how much? Yeah, did they publicize the Flint thing where the cops were walking with
With everybody,
and doing,
yeah.
you know what I mean, and that kind
Well,
of stuff?
that did get some
Because
play, thankfully, because
some,
it was
but
a
not
little,
as
yeah.
much as the bad.
No, not as
That's
much as
what
the
I'm
bad, but that at
saying,
least got
because-
some play. But I'm sure that situation happened thousands of times across the
That's what I
country,
mean.
I hope it
and
did.
only very little. But that's my point, is that it's sensational. But anyways, what you want to move on?
Yeah, let's hit a couple other ones. We got Luke. He says, lots of people remember my face as I'm the screaming guitarist. One day when I come over to the U.S., you can meet me.
Hey,
Who's
one
the
day-
screaming
well,
guitarist?
look at his profile picture. He's
Yeah.
screaming and holding a guitar.
I just wonder.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's something significant. I've never heard of the Screaming Guitarist, so
well, maybe
I'm sorry,
Luke
Luke.
Smith is a part of a band that we don't know about.
Yeah, and I'm
That's
sorry,
very possible.
Luke.
That's
I
like
wish
super
I feel like
popular.
I'm not.
But
I'm
we
not-
still would love to meet you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
come
I'm,
on by.
Come on by either way, and we'll scream together.
Yes, dude, that's a great idea. Larry says, how often you check the mail sending something to you?
We check it all the time. We actually have a couple boxes of mail that
Brian's
we
a little
want to
backlogged.
unload. Yeah, I'm just a little bit backlogged with things, and I love to film it when I can. You know, that way, you know, especially when you guys send something really cool, we can document it, and we try to get it into the vlog as much as possible because we really appreciate it. So we're going to do some unboxing tomorrow. We've got, like I said, I think we've got 2 big boxes full of
Yeah.
stuff. So, but we do go to the PO box at least once a week now.
Yep.
Awesome. We have Powerful DDP says, have you ever tried to keep aquatic coral snakes?
No, it's just difficult to keep aquatic reptiles, well, snakes in particular. You know, they need a lot of space. There's all kinds of issues. A lot of, obviously not all of, but there are a lot of aquatic snakes that are marine and just not. And even like when you get into wart snakes or elephant trunk snakes, I mean, they don't really thrive in captivity that well. Although there's some really cool ones, there's no doubt about that. I mean, so I'm not going to say I won't do it, but not
Just not right
there's
now.
like tentacle snakes are super dope.
Yeah, those are sweet.
So yeah, I mean, someday if we ever do something more. One of the things if we do 3.0 is I do want to do more aquatic stuff. We talked about doing the basement and aquatic, but I want to do some tanks upstairs and stuff too. So yeah.
Cool. Will says, OMFAG, quote, Lori, you're going to have to do something with those kids,
The
unquote.
thousands of Noah's children.
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh, don't
Can you
worry.
imagine that?
I'll take care. I'll take
She's
care of
gonna
all
knit.
the grandkids
Yeah, she's
I
gonna
get.
knit each one of them a pair of socks.
Lots of
Yeah,
socks,
we're
lots of
gonna-
yarn.
32 million socks.
32 million miles of yarn, too. We got Katie says, hey, guys, love you all. I have anxiety and PTSD, too, Brian.
All right, Katie. I hope you get better. I hope we both get better.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things. Not to go deep into it, but I want to try to inspire people as much as I'm struggling. I'm trying to inspire
Rise up.
people that are going to suffer and show that we can get better.
Hell yeah.
And we will get better.
For sure.
And we won't let it beat us.
That's right. We got Joe says, hey guys, love the vlog and the podcast. Brian, I sent you a DM on Twitter. I have a male sunglow boa that may have an extra gene. Could you take a look?
Joe, I'll be honest with you. I haven't logged onto Twitter in 2 months.
Yeah.
Devil's work.
If you
Send
want-
an email.
Yeah, send an email
yeah.
to BHB. We do our best
Yeah,
to
we do our
try
best,
to
yeah.
answer, but that's
But
the
yeah,
best way
between
to
Twitter,
ask
that
questions.
and then I get hundreds and hundreds
Yeah.
of DMs, and so I'm so sorry. I don't mean to not do it, but it would be a full-time job just keeping up with DMs on Twitter and Instagram. and
Probably
all the other
overtime,
things.
too.
Yeah, seriously. So I'm sorry. Just if you send us an email, that's the best way to go. You can send it to any of the websites.
For sure. I think it's Maxon, says, hi, Brian, Lori, and Noah. I love you guys. Watch your vlog every day. I also purchased 2 ball pythons from you last year, a male banana extreme gene and a female black pastel ghost Mojave, and she loves them
that's
both,
awesome.
or he.
Well,
Sorry.
I really appreciate you so much, and I'm glad to hear the joy. That's one thing I do love is hearing from people that bought animals from us, because I mean, obviously 99.999% of the animals we sell thrive for people, and it's so great because we do get updates from so many people about buying animals from us 6 months from a year, 2, 4, 5 years, and they just it feels good to know that our animals went somewhere that they're being loved.
That's
So it's
awesome.
awesome.
Noah Felmy, just $3 for love.
Hey, Noah,
Thank
you.
Thank you.
I know somebody with that name.
Noah, what a silly name.
I know, right? Pat says, hi, guys. I'm glad
Hey,
to see the
Pat.
Reptarium is slowly getting back to business. I want to tell you that our zoo has a 15-foot anaconda.
That's awesome, Pat.
Oh, yeah.
It's I
Damn.
appreciate that, Pat. That's
Fucking
awesome.
one-upped you.
15, yeah. Ours will be 15 foot
Nice,
by
Pat.
next month.
Yeah,
don't
straight
worry.
up.
Don't
She's
worry.
getting big, man.
She's getting big quick.
Solus Honky
what's
come
up?
back, says, can't wait to come visit and hang out. And you are strong, Brian. Went through a bad bout a few years back, came back a little, but getting better. Love you.
All right, man. Well, hey, you
Glad
hang
you're
in
getting
there
better,
too.
man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Also wants to
More
really
growth
swim with
to
Ivy.
come.
yeah, I mean, I really want to make that an available thing to swim with Ivy at some point
It would
because
be
it's
so
a pretty
cool, man.
incredible situation.
Just keep swimming, man.
Pat came back and said, I was taught that America was a melting pot. Race doesn't matter. We are all human.
Amen to that.
Amen.
Amen.
It's yeah, I know, and it is right from
Yeah.
if you look out, you zoom out. There's
Sure.
every culture,
Literally.
Well, that's
Um,
what America was founded on. Is
and that's how it should be, man. I just feel bad because our ancestors got the opportunity we deserved.
Yeah.
and
So many did.
I hope, yeah, so many didn't, and I just hope that
Yeah.
in the future they I don't know what I'm trying to say, that other people can get it too. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel bad fucking like build the wall, kick them out. It's like,
Yeah.
no, man, fucking let them in.
Yeah, let's
give
just
them
figure it out.
give them a little slice of that pizza, man. Like, I don't
yeah.
know.
No, I mean, I agree. I believe that everyone should have an opportunity. America is definitely the place in the world that you have the most opportunity.
For sure.
I'm willing to take a chunk out of my pocket
To help.
to let a few other families live a great
I
life.
agree.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be the perfect ideal thing. And I think
Right.
that when you really look at the land mass that we have, 360 million people in this country, but in actuality, when you look at our land mass compared to, say, China or India or something like that, I mean, they have 1 billion people.
And they also
so it's not
have
like
not
we're
a much livable
overpopulated.
land.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have mountains and they have everything else. So,
Yeah.
I mean, China is obviously much, much, much larger than the U.S., but my point is, it's still in areas like Shanghai, Beijing,
They have
even down in,
billions,
yeah, I mean, they have hundreds of millions of people in a small area, and we have so much land. I mean, if anyone that drives or flies across the United States realize that, although we may have some populated centers like New York and L.A., most of our country is very wide open. So it's not like we're overpopulated. I'm not trying to tell anyone anything. I'm just saying that's my opinion.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good for Super Chats tonight right now.
All right, well, that's awesome. That's super cool.
I have one other thing I
yeah.
can talk about real quick.
Yeah, please.
So scientists discovered something recently.
Whoa.
They discovered that there is potentially new species of reptiles that have gone extinct.
Oh, a new thing.
Yes. So fossils have recently been discovered in South Korea that prove that crocodiles used to walk and run on hind legs like
Whoa.
ostriches.
Oh my
So
gosh.
they used to be able
That's
to. This is what
terrifying.
what they're saying is that these crocodiles that used to run on their 2 hind legs
that's
could
crazy.
actually reach speeds of 40 miles an hour.
That's
so was that
incredible.
like a T-Rex? Is
Or
this
like a Cuban
dinosaur
croc,
shit?
bipedal Cuban
Well,
croc.
and so
Oh my gosh.
how they can tell that they were running on the hind legs and not it's just not a mistake of just
Right.
whatever is because like tracks like crocodiles nowadays and like some other species, not the whole foot is imprinted, right? Maybe just like toes, like tippy toes or just a little bit part.
Right.
But humans, like us humans, if we walk in mud, our
Yeah,
whole
whole
foot will
yeah.
be in the thing because we
sure.
walk on our 2 legs, right?
Sure, yeah.
So, and that's what's happening. They're having these crocodile prints that they're finding in fossils, like fossilized footprints that are the full entire foot, and they're finding a lot of them. So it's just kind of interesting, like, to think that there were freaking running crocodiles
gotta be
that could
crazy.
run almost 50 miles an hour.
No, it's wild, and
That's fucked.
You know what? I wonder if they're still in Florida.
They might
If there's
be.
anywhere, they're there.
Imagine
They're
if
probably at
Everglades-
Savannah's house.
It's certainly possible. One of the coolest, I mean, still to this day, one of the coolest things I can remember us doing is when we went to Utah and saw the dinosaur prints.
Oh my God,
that
dude.
was cool. Did
I
you hear
wasn't
about
there.
that? Yeah, we were in Moab and or as I like to call it, Mohab.
Moab,
And,
yeah,
but we're in Moab and. We had to climb up this kind of mountainy area, not too far up or
Okay.
whatever. But there were literally like fossil. I don't know
Now,
what it is, like
fossilized
prints, yeah.
dinosaur
Prints.
footprints.
So are
yeah.
So
they
you're able to-
sectioned off for the view, or was it just a random occurrence that you stumbled upon some?
Well, no. So
They're
yeah,
preserved, like, they're
they're
protected.
preserved there, but you can go right up to them. I mean, they're not like sectioned off or anything like that. But there's signs like that tell you quarter mile.
Okay, so
to
it
the
wasn't
dinosaur.
just like you guys were walking.
No,
like,
But
yeah.
there are in Utah.
They were not undiscovered prior to us.
There are
No,
ones in
no.
Utah that are like that though, where it's not like as like this one you could kind of like see it, like
Right.
it had like almost like a thing. No, Brian, was there a story where somebody cut off piece of it or cut off another
Well,
print or something?
Yeah, not that particular one, but there was one in the same region that someone had went out and literally chiseled out
Of
the
course, 'cause
actual
people are-
piece of
Horrible.
rock
Some people
to
suck.
take, and obviously which would be a huge federal offense. Which, speaking of that, there's a new show coming out. I think it's pretty interesting on Discovery Channel. It's like Fossil Hunters, I think it's called.
No
And it's
way,
about,
really?
Yeah, people that are which I find pretty
archaeologists.
interesting.
I think my cousin that
Well,
just graduated is becoming
But
an
these,
archaeologist.
but these
right?
guys aren't. So the difference
I don't
is
know.
is
She
that
majored
these
in
guys, I
English
don't
and
even know if they're
stories.
archaeologists.
Okay.
They're actually finding fossils to sell them.
Ah.
So
Scumbags.
no,
I'm just joking.
Raping
You
the
can take
earth
a
of
joke.
its
It's all good.
treasures.
well,
If
yeah,
they
it's,
can't, then they're little boys. They
which
need
is
to
it's
grow
just
up.
interesting because I remember I used to love that show Meteorite Man too. Remember that show?
No,
what is
do
that?
tell.
Yeah, it was like a show.
No.
These two guys they'd search for meteorites. But the whole thing was the meteorite could cost thousands of dollars,
that's
you know?
right.
Yeah,
so
it's
they
not-
would go out and they would find meteorites and
When
sell
was
them.
this?
That's
This
so
was like
cool.
maybe 6-7 years
Oh,
ago.
okay.
Something like
I
that.
thought
It
you
was
were
on
talking
Discovery.
about something from childhood, and I'm like, I don't
No,
remember
no.
that.
This wasn't too long ago,
Thought
and
it
it
was
was
like a superhero or
maybe it was
something.
7 or 8
Meteorite
years
Man.
ago.
Meteor Man.
But this kind of sounds like the
He's hot
same
as
type
flame.
of show, but for
Like
fossils.
Underdog? but
Yeah, like Underdog. Yeah,
Dude,
but
I loved Underdog. I really did, because like I remember just watching that movie so much. Underdog. Like
Yeah.
it always made me feel good. Like
Yeah.
even if I was the underdog in a situation in real life, I look to the movie and be like, even if you are the underdog, you can still win, right?
Hell yeah,
Fly.
dude.
yeah.
You can
Channel your
I think that's
underdog.
actually a really fucking good movie for kids.
It probably
Underdog.
is.
It's like got a good like moral.
Message,
It's got a
yes,
good
definitely a
message
message,
to
yeah.
it. I'm gonna recreate Underdog.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah, 2.0. Yeah, someone give us some movies. Any movies would be nice at this point, because as a movie guy, going 3 months without a new release has been brutal.
I know.
Yeah,
I
we've been
have-
watching so many shitty ones, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's
Oh,
been
yeah, don't
hard.
worry.
So-
Yeah,
Although
we're
I
powering
will
through.
say seriously, there was a couple good ones that I looked at last night that I would like to watch that are new releases, so
And
we
we
have to rent them or buy them.
different ideas
Wait.
of what is good.
okay. Let's.
No, there's a couple
here.
that are going to be
We
pretty
do.
good. I think
You
that
said a
would-
couple.
Yeah, I can't remember them, but
2.
I can't remember.
You can't remember?
I can't. I'm having a little bit of an off day, so
Okay.
like my memory's not very good right now.
Okay. So basically, guys, why I said we've been watching bad movies, because since there's not new movies out, like necessarily new, like big screen type
Yeah, there's no
hitters,
new releases.
right?
Yeah,
We've been
Going back.
trying to find old movies that we haven't seen, so they're still new to us, right?
Yeah.
And man, have we been swinging and missing.
a lot of them
On
have
a
been
lot of
bad.
them.
A lot of them have been bad.
been a couple
yeah.
good ones.
I mean, that
I probably
Gretel and
should-
Hansel was new, and it was bad. I
Was
mean,
it really
Well, we
bad?
stopped
Dude.
watching it after
Bro.
like halfway.
When you
maybe
can't
halfway
finish
there.
a movie, it's pretty bad.
Dude,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when
for
you
sure.
started and you're struggling,
Yeah,
And then
to
you're like,
even go.
ugh.
And you're almost like looking at each other like, we're going to turn this off, right?
Yeah.
Like, wait, what was that one Will
God.
Ferrell one? Was it?
Oh, was it the
It was of Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes? Yeah.
Oh,
Like, we're sitting there, 'cause
God.
we're fans of it,
We-
and like we're watching it, and we just keep looking like it's got to get better.
gonna get
right?
better.
It's
Yeah.
got to get better.
And then it ended.
Noah leaves. No, you left, and I watched through the whole thing because I'm like, this can't be, and it didn't ever get
I know.
better. I'm like, I can't believe I watched that whole.
I know, that's so bad.
Yeah, thankfully I didn't watch that one, but there was
Yeah.
Save
like I said, I
yourself.
looked
It was
through. There was like 100 new releases on Comcast, right?
Nice.
That have just been like some of
Yeah.
them are
Re-releases
like
and
yeah,
that
what
kind of
or they've been released in the last 5 months,
Yeah.
and so they're not updating obviously with new movies. But there was like 2 I was like, oh, I remember us saying we wanted to see this, So I
It was
think
a
that
good
we've
thing
got.
we didn't.
No, I think they
they're-
might be okay.
on the list, you're saying. We
Yeah,
should.
I
okay.
think there's a couple that might be like, oh, this was pretty good, So, but I can't wait till movies come back. I think really the first significant movie that comes back right now is slated for July 28th, which is that like Mulan or whatever or something like that Disney movie.
Oh,
Not that
what?
I'm that interested in the Disney movie, but
yeah,
it's just
they
it's a
redid
big.
Mulan.
That's gonna
right.
be
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
Now, how did they redo it?
Yeah.
Is it like the Lion
Live
King?
action.
Yes,
yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
because that's
think
what
so,
they're
yeah.
doing now. They're recreating like that.
Yeah, so I just again, it's not.
Actually, we
what's-
never watched.
No,
Yeah,
we
we
didn't.
didn't
It's
watch The Lion
good.
King.
That's what I've
I
heard.
like it a lot.
Yeah,
We
that's
should
that
watch
was yeah,
that.
that's a
That
good
would
one
be
I
a
too.
was
good
scared to do it, but I guess I can't. I can't be scared anymore because I watched Aladdin. I actually really liked it.
Aladdin was
so,
banger too.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a shot.
I think the reason I haven't yet is because I wanted to watch it with Jade.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
I'll
we-
watch
you
it
know,
without
yeah.
you, and you can watch it.
Yeah,
with
thank you.
Damn.
I appreciate that. But yeah, so I can't wait till movies come out. Obviously July. Hopefully.
Did you
the end
have
of July.
any movies in mind that you are particularly excited for?
Well, that Black Widow looked really good.
And now, which one's that?
That's a Marvel movie with Scarlett
Johansson?
Yeah, it's a movie about her. That looked like it was
Scrumptious.
going to be really good. So, but there was a bunch. I can't recall them off the top of my head, but there was several really big blockbusters. One of the things I loved about summer was summer blockbusters.
Yeah.
I've always
Yeah.
loved summer blockbusters. So this is
Yeah.
really weird that this summer there won't be any summer
You
blockbusters.
know, one thing I like with movies in summer,
What's that?
which we haven't done in a very long time,
is Outback.
Oh
no.
Outback Steakhouse.
Yes, Outback.
That bloomin' onion, baby.
is drive-in theaters.
Yeah, drive-ins. Yeah.
All right,
And
very good.
we did find that there is one not far from the house
Yeah.
that we didn't know about. I would like to do that because honestly, a drive-in, even if you've already seen the movie, it's still
Yeah, it's a good
cool,
experience, yeah.
fun experience.
Yeah.
I like because now you got recliners. but it's still not a full lay down experience.
Yeah.
I like to when I go, I like to make a complete bed in the back. I mean,
That's
I'm
what we
talking
always do.
comfy
Pop
cushions.
The trunk part, you
Yep.
know,
Yeah.
and make the whole
Pillows,
bed
The only thing that
everything.
stinks about the only thing that's I always hated about driving.
What is
I
that?
didn't hate it. I just it was like a little bit of a bummer, and this is
Okay.
gonna make me sound
What is
old,
it?
but the first movie doesn't start till like 10:30. And then you got 2 movies, so now you're there till 2 in the morning, and then
Guess what happens?
Yeah,
And then they restart it.
yeah. Do
And
they
s-
really?
That's what happened with me and Acacia. We literally watched like 4 movies.
Oh my
Because
God.
they didn't even kick us out. They were just like, you can stay.
You want to
Yeah.
stay and
And they just,
rewatch
like,
it?
do.
I
Really?
just remember like being a kid and being, I mean, obviously now, staying up late isn't as big of a deal, but when I was a kid, I remember being out till 1, 2 in the morning, and then
Yeah.
then when everyone's leaving, you're in this long line to get out, and it
At
takes
that
you,
point, if you were
Well-
a kid, you just go to sleep.
yeah.
It only sucks if you're the one who's got to drive.
But
Drive
I
home,
guess
yeah.
I'm the same.
Can't sleep in cars, though.
Yeah. That's the thing. Even
Even
as
as
a
a
kid,
kid?
I could never sleep in a car. I could never sleep on a plane. I could never sleep.
That's so weird. I've never known
Yeah.
a kid that couldn't sleep in a
No,
car.
I remember leaving from here with my Uncle Bill to drive up to Grand Marais, Michigan, which is 6 hours, and leaving at like 10 o'clock at night and staying up the whole night because I couldn't sleep in the car.
What
My
a great
brother and
uncle.
sister. Yeah, my brother
Let's
and sister
leave
were.
at 10.
Well, he was like, "Oh, we'll avoid the traffic
Yeah, I
if
was
we
just
leave
gonna
at
say
10."
that.
That's me.
Yeah, so he wanted to
Literally.
drive
Yeah.
through the night. But yeah, I remember like being up
See,
all
I
night.
would have been fighting to stay awake because I want to stay awake, but I'd always.
Yeah, and I'd have to drive down that damn bridge.
Mackinac.
That damn bridge.
That's probably what you
We
were
just-
thinking about the whole time.
The
to
whole
keep it
time,
up.
dude. He's like that
You
friggin'
just
bridge.
lived such a special life.
So
Yeah.
fearful.
That
So
bridge is.
furious.
But
Yeah,
will
yeah,
straight
yeah.
up like handle some
Yeah,
of the deadliest
exactly.
animals, and you're
Like,
like, whoa,
yeah.
wait a second, what is
Like,
going on? That's
Different,
so funny.
like I don't know.
That's
Chosen.
weird.
It's like for the amount of
Yeah.
not fear he has with animals,
Right.
you've made other things.
Compensated.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, no, I fear a lot. I've got to work on it, obviously, because I fear a lot of things. Obviously, that's probably why I have the anxiety I have.
What do
Because
you-
I'm so fearful of everything.
What is the opposite of fear? Joy?
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Courage.
Knowledge. Come on,
Knowledge
you don't read the
is
shirt, dude.
Courage.
Well,
Yeah, the opposite
Don't
of fear
fear
is
respect,
knowledge,
dude.
is it?
Yeah, the more you know, the less you fear.
You're afraid of
I
mean,
spiders, but
That's
I'm
not
talking-
true.
well, no.
Sometimes the more you know, the more you fear.
I guess-
Knowledge
I
is
guess-
terrible.
I guess
I prefer to
I
stay away
just-
from the knowledge.
that's not what I mean.
Ignorance
I
is
can
bliss.
yeah,
understand.
it's, you can't,
Yeah, courage would be. Yeah,
understand.
courage would be the.
Yeah, I'm talking pure emotion. So
Yeah,
opposite of
courage, yeah.
fear is courage. So what are you the most courageous towards? I mean, I guess it is
Animals?
Yeah, just animals.
Animals
Yeah,
and
yeah. I never feel.
venomous.
I never feel.
in
Life
danger.
threatened.
Yeah, like I just don't
But
have
this is-
that.
You're
in
always
so
me.
this is the
comfortable.
thing.
Yeah, I'm very
so
calm
if an
around
animal
animals.
Is
Yeah, that's true.
dangerous, honestly, it's almost like you're excited about the fact of being able to interact with it
Right.
without getting hurt or so, like
Well, yeah,
whatever,
there's-
however
you
you
know,
would
it's-
describe that.
right,
Because
yeah.
think about that, like cheetahs or you know what I
Yeah.
mean. All these things that could really mess you up. Like you don't go at them scared.
No.
What is
Right.
your thought? Your thought is just like, this is really cool. I can
No.
connect.
Well, I guess
or
it's
whatever. That
I guess
is.
it's like one of the only times in my life that I feel like I'm truly in the moment. You know what I mean? Like when you're handling a deadly snake, or you're in with a big cat, or
You're
you're
in the
something like
moment.
that. You have to be in the moment, because if you're not in the moment, you're going to die,
Yeah.
or you're going
Yeah.
to get hurt. And so I think that maybe I've that's been my saying forever, right? I never feel more alive than when I'm on the end of something that could kill me
Yep.
with an animal, and that is the one time that I feel, I guess you can liken it to a professional athlete that says everything slows down when they're on the ice, or they're in the gridiron, or whatever the case is,
Yeah.
and they become laser focused.
And the
and
ghost-
Flow
that's
state.
maybe the only time that I become laser focused in life is that way.
And like Kobe and like Jordan and LeBron and stuff, they always say how they're always talking. They always think in their head how they're about to drill the shot, how they're about to make the shot,
Yeah.
right? And people are always like, "Oh, what gave you the confidence to think that you wouldn't miss?" They'd be like, "Why would I think about missing when all I'm thinking about is making the shot?" So when you're in there with the animal, all you're thinking about is how just a beautiful moment it is, and you're just
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
thinking about reading the
How
animal.
good it is.
I remember, interestingly enough, the only time that I was slightly scared, and Lori, you'll probably remember this, is that when I was leaving on assignment with Discovery Channel for venom hunters. And I remember going like, wow, I'm going to be for the next 30 days, every day, I'm going to be playing with some of the most deadly snakes on the planet. And I had a little bit of anxiety while I was going, not when I was there, but when I was going. And I remember, Lori, you said this to me. You were like, Brian, you've been doing this your whole life. What are you worried about, you know? And it really helped my anxiousness. But even when I've been anxious, maybe going, like, I remember the first time I handled a black mamba, because mambas are really different animals.
No joke.
You know,
yeah.
they're very, very high strung and very unpredictable. I remember being nervous before I handled it, but as soon as that animal came out, there was no nervousness. Like, all the nervousness away, and it just became laser focused.
Remember Will Smith's story, talking about how when he was jumping out of a plane for the first time, skydiving for the first time, he was just like, it was so crazy. Days before, I was just so nervous about skydiving and the thought of skydiving.
Yep.
And the moment he got jumped out the plane, everything just went away and was just like, wow, this is beautiful. Like, this is right.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be scared about.
Right.
And what he was scared of the action of skydiving, and the literal action of skydiving he had no fear of doing.
Right.
Is that crazy?
So it's all psychological.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to
Overthinking
say. Is it's funny
tripping yourself
that
out.
with other things in life, say going over a bridge or these
Okay.
other things, brings out terror
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
your mind is thinking
Yeah.
about the bridge falling
About
or
the
like
car
all of,
flying
you know what
off
I
the
mean,
bridge.
or whatever
Right.
those
Yeah.
negative things are.
Right.
But you get into that situation, and it's funny how your brain doesn't think the negative things.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
I
for
don't,
me,
yeah.
like
It's a
when
good
I
thing,
when
yeah.
all this thing, because it's like we're almost opposite.
Yeah. Right.
Because like I typically don't think that stuff, and I wouldn't say I'm afraid of animals, but me, like whenever I'm around really any animal,
I agree.
my brain goes to like thinking
What if
of
it bites
what
my foot?
possibly
Yeah.
could happen. Like, you know, when we're playing with the cheetahs or whatever, like it's super cool, but believe me, in my mind, like I see the claws, I see the things, and my mind is like, this thing could tear me up.
Yeah.
So I am not like you're oblivious. You're just
No,
like,
yeah, I never once-
like,
I mean,
but
I-
in my
yeah.
mind, those thoughts
Yeah.
are there, and I'm
No,
very
it's weird
aware.
because it's like, I mean,
So it's-
even when we were getting back down by the wild rhinos, which I've always said is the closest animal
Yeah.
potential.
That shit was crazy. Dude.
Brian
Yeah.
in the wild, you can see it there.
I mean, the rhinos backing us down was probably, that could have went really bad.
Yeah.
That could have killed us. You know, I mean, that was like a 50-50 coin flip. We were either going to
Yeah,
survive
50-50.
it or die.
Mm-hmm.
And
You don't think you could juke out a rhino?
No, no way.
Dude.
Not there was 5 of them. And
Oh,
if they
God.
started to run
5?
if they started to run toward us, we were getting
you're
tramped.
dead.
We're dead. But interestingly enough, even though that whole sequence was probably 60 seconds long, at any second of those 60 seconds, if they would have charged, we were dead. And there was not 1 second that I was concerned. It was only I was completely interested. Like, wow, this is
what I'm
wild.
saying. It's
And
so
as they got
weird how your
closer and
brain
closer, I got
clicks to-
more interested. I
that
got like
wild,
more like,
dude?
wow, this is
Right.
awesome. I can't believe this is happening. This is so cool. And I thought, like, what a great experience to have.
But then when you're done,
Opposite.
did you look back and like, oh wow, I literally could have just died?
No,
That's the
not really.
No,
complete
you
know,
did
opposite
because
of
when
the
you
bridge.
explained it to me, you did.
It's the complete opposite of the bridge.
Right.
Because
That's what I'm saying.
because when you're with the
It's so
rhinos,
interesting.
a normal person would think like, well,
This is it.
a lot of people have died from trampling by rhino,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be the next, right? And a lot of people when crossing a bridge just think, I'm crossing
Crossing
a
a
bridge to get to
bridge.
the other side,
Yeah.
right? Not that
Yeah.
there's been 2 cases over the past 200 years of a car flying off. And
Yeah.
you're only thinking about those cases of
Yeah.
like, one car fell off in 1864, I'm going to be the next one in 2020.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you're...
No, I know.
It's very
And obviously,
It
that's,
is interesting.
So it's
yeah.
not, but actually, it's kind of good.
It is
because
good.
it shows that you're not, you're capable of not being.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
I agree.
Like everything in your life.
Yeah,
is
I'm
like
not
that.
fearful of everything.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
agree.
fearful of a lot of things. But I have to work on all those things, obviously, to get better, and I will. I mean, I continue to work on things, and
I
and
think,
even though today kind of sucks, and I feel like I'm like seasick right now from like it's like I tell the hard feeling is it's like right now I feel like I'm falling.
Yeah, you say that.
Like I feel like I'm falling. That's
Like-
that. It's like no,
In
in
your
my
stomach.
in my head.
Oh, okay.
My head feels like I'm the feeling that you
Like
get
your
when you
equilibrium's
jump
off or something.
when you
yeah.
jump off of a ladder. That's how I feel right now,
Huh.
but constant, all day. So it's a very uncomfortable feeling, as you
That
can
is.
imagine. You know, that's not a comfortable feeling to have.
Right.
But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that tomorrow will be better. I had a couple really good days. Interestingly enough, I don't know if I'll ever, I thought about this yesterday. I've been doing some video messages to myself,
Yes,
especially during good times when I'm like feeling good. I'll literally do a video to myself saying, hey, listen, these times happen.
Feeling
Because
good
what
right
happens
now.
is when you start to feel bad, you forget that you felt good.
Yep.
And so I wanted to do these video
Yeah.
diaries to do that so that I could look back and say, okay, Brian, I know that today sucks, but tomorrow may be better, or
Oh,
will
yeah.
be
Or at
better.
least yesterday
and
was
and
good.
I wonder if one day I'll release those for other people to see my mindset. Or if it'll just be something just for me and I'll never show anybody. Because some of these messages are 2.5, 3 minutes long that I talk to myself. It's kind of weird because sometimes I talk like in third person. Sometimes I say we. Sometimes I say Brian. Sometimes
No.
it's a weird
No,
deal.
it's
You know,
not
it's
weird.
a proven
It's beautiful.
science fact. It's literally proven that, let's say you're stressing out. Let's say I'm stressing out. I'm really stressing out right now. About, let's say I don't have enough money for dinner.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just like, fuck, I don't have enough money for dinner. What am I gonna do to eat? I'm really hungry. Like, I'm so freaking stressed out right now. It's proven that if you say, so my name is Noah, everybody, if you didn't know.
Whoa.
If you say, Noah, you are gonna be okay. You're gonna find a sandwich in the dumpster. You're
Right.
gonna be satisfied with your hunger today. Noah, you will be saying your name in third person and telling
Positive affirmation.
Noah, telling Brian telling Brian,
It's gonna.
I'm
be
gonna
okay.
be okay.
Yeah.
All right, like it calms yourself down. The only reason I know that is I was watching a Good Mythical Morning episode, and they proved it. They had
Right.
heart rate monitors because they would put. So Link is deathly afraid of snakes.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so he had hooked up to a heart rate monitor, and they put his head in a tub of
Yep.
snakes.
Yep.
And they had him. His heart rate was like 130 or something. Like it was just like do 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 do.
Yep.
And they had, okay, Link, now do it. And he'd be like, Link, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, Link. Like, I'm not scared of snakes. It's gonna
Right.
be okay. And you could see it visually, the heart rate going down.
Yeah.
Do 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 do. It was going down, and it got to a point where he's like, I'm feeling good right now. I'm feeling good. He would open his eyes and he'd be like,
Until he
ah!
opened his eyes. Right?
But it worked
Right.
doing the third person thing.
Interesting.
So I guess what I'm saying is it's not a weird thing. I think
Yeah.
it's
Well,
normal.
no, I don't
and
think
good.
it's necessarily weird. I just, just saying that I don't know if I'll
Yeah.
ever the only reason I would obviously ever, release this to someone is if I thought it could help someone else.
Of course, yeah.
Maybe battle this, and obviously right now I'm in no position to help anybody other
Yeah,
than
let's-
maybe inspire,
Yeah.
the fight. When I get to the point where I'm over this and it's past, and it will pass.
That will
Eventually,
probably be the
then
time to
I
think
might
about
look
it.
back and maybe put a really impactful video
Right.
together talking about the journey and to try to, I just don't want, listen, I don't want anyone to ever give up the fight,
Hell yeah.
and I'm not giving up, and even when there's days I want to, I don't want anyone else to ever give up, and if I can
Nope.
help with that's something I hope I can do. Right
Yeah.
now I'm not worried about helping others as much as I'm worried about helping myself,
Which
but
isn't a
but
bad
but
thing.
eventually that'll be the case. Do
I
we have
think it's
some-
good
I'm so sorry.
in some senses to be a little selfish. You gotta be sometimes.
Right.
And
yeah,
'cause
right now, yeah.
We were just talking about this outside
Yeah,
before the podcast.
I know, and that's not even an original concept
Yeah.
that we came up with. I've always kind of thought that I love helping other people, but only when I'm in the space and time where I can. Like
Yeah.
if I'm not in the right space and time with myself, I can't help others.
Well, I think that's what
gotta
that
take
is.
control.
It's self-care.
Self-care
Is what it is. It's not being selfish. It's self-care. Like
Yeah.
you need
Right.
to,
Sure.
take care of
Yeah.
yourself. And it's not bad to put yourself first when it's taking care
When
of
you
Right,
need
right,
it.
right.
When
Yeah.
you need it, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
important.
I need it, and I'm trying.
You're
Yeah.
crushing it,
I'm
brother.
working
You're
hard,
doing
man.
good. You've
Okay.
gotten better. You've gotten better.
Yeah, seriously.
You've
dude,
had
like-
good days. Yesterday, yesterday. I mean,
Yesterday was good.
Even
yeah,
2 days
yesterday
ago,
was
the day before that.
Exactly. And then even today, I know you say you are like having a bad day, but there's
Today's
not a
bad
cloud
day is better
By
than,
Yes.
by-
than
by
some
a
of your best
exponential.
days
prior.
just a few
Weeks
week
ago.
or
Like-
yeah, a week and a
Like,
half
on-
ago.
and you
Yeah.
don't realize it, but we can see it.
we can
Yeah.
feel, like, I honestly can feel it. Like, there was some days where it was really heavy.
You know, the other thing that sucks is when and people don't know that this
Mhm.
is a bad thing to do, but when people will say stuff like yeah, I could really see it in your eyes that you're struggling.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
Oh no, it's
I
just
don't
like
wanna
when you're
hear it,
sick
yeah.
and someone goes, "Man, you
You
look
look
like
like
shit."
shit.
like
Yeah.
shit,
It's
dude.
like, "Ah, thanks." Like it's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I want people to. When I walk into a store, I don't want people to know that I'm feeling like I want to scream.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
You
And
know.
what I was trying to say like 10 seconds ago was that you're not giving off that vibe right now.
Right. Good. Well, I'm glad for that because I don't want to give off the vibe. I remember. Again, my small recollection of, again, things get cloudy,
Yeah.
but 15 years ago when I was really anxious, I remember one of the things I talked about, and I've been trying to live it this time. It hasn't been as successful, but maybe it is successful as I go, is the whole fake it before you make it thing. If you don't want to go to a store because you're very anxious about going to a store, go to a store and pretend like it's okay. And eventually, through desensitization, going to the store doesn't feel as bad. That's the way I remember 15 years ago. I've been trying that this time, and it's not helping much.
Gotcha.
But maybe that's just part of the process.
Well, it's
That
helping
takes
from
time.
the standpoint of you're
It's
not
good.
letting it limit you and
Right.
make your circle small.
Well, I
good.
will
Because
say
that's
this:
the
last
problem.
week, before Friday or Thursday or whatever day it was, my circle was getting smaller, and it was scaring the shit out of me because I was afraid to almost drive home alone. And yeah, this week's been better, and even today with it feeling not so good, I'm okay. But I can drive home, obviously. But I pray that. It's not going to go backwards. It's going to go forward. I'm a little discouraged
will.
because I had four or 5 days that were really trending in the right direction, and now today was a pretty big step backwards. I'm hoping that tomorrow is back. Maybe
bounce
It
maybe
will.
it's a
Right.
little. Maybe it's just a little
It'll be better.
road bump, and then tomorrow will be better.
Tomorrow
It
will be
will
better,
be.
brother.
So yeah. So anyways, let's
It will
move
be.
on.
Yeah, we have a bunch of super chats.
Let's
so
go,
let's run
man,
through.
let's go.
So Larry says, "Happy Father's Day, Brian, Noah. What are you proud of your dad for,
So many things.
dude? Right?
Honestly, so many things. I mean, I don't. As weird as it may sound to other people, I don't really know any other dads like my dad.
Nope.
Like none of my friends' dads are like you to like achieve your own dreams and to
Build a
pursue
life.
your own dreams. Like that's really a beautiful thing to have.
To inspire
know?
you.
Yeah,
too.
it's inspiring. Like, I would have never done YouTube if you would have never done YouTube because there would be a gap of impossibility. Okay, since I know you and you've obviously you birthed me, but you're a key part of that. I've
You're a
known
key
you.
part of it.
I've known you my whole life, right? Okay, so to see you with almost 3 million subscribers. Means nothing to me because you're my dad,
Right.
and so I don't see you as 3 million subscribers.
No.
I see you as my dad, which makes me give potential to myself. I see potential in myself because of the things you achieved, because I know we're no different.
Right. Well, and I appreciate that. I mean, and I want you to be proud of me. I mean, there's nothing
I am
more in
proud
the
of you,
world
of course.
that matters to me than you and Jade and Lori to be proud of me. I mean,
We are proud
that's
of you.
that's the only thing. I mean, that's the other thing that has come out of this. Honestly, is again my renewed focus on what matters. And
Hell yeah.
and my
Family.
love for family and friends and
So important.
and that's all that matters. And
It really
and,
does.
So I will continue to remember that the rest of my life too.
Dude, it's so important. Family is. So important.
Oh, you guys have gotten me through some really tough days. Lori's been a rock star. I would not, just like I told the lady that came last weekend, I wouldn't want to be in your spot. Because you don't know what it feels like, and it's kind of like the same thing. Like, I would rather have cancer than see you have cancer. You know,
No, I
Right,
fucking
right.
agree with that.
And that's kind of what
Never
this
thought
is.
about
I
it
would
like
never
that, but-
want you to feel what I'm feeling right now,
For
but
sure.
that doesn't mean that your position in this is easier. In some
because
ways,
to
it could be
honest,
harder.
Yeah, to be honest, it's very much relevant of that, because literally what you're going through is, in that aspect, no different than if you have cancer, because literally there's nothing I can do to help you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
And-
could do nothing
and
to
ju-
help you
just
with
to
your
put this in
cancer either,
perspective, I
except
remember-
to be there, support you.
Tell you you're gonna be
through
there.
The thing,
And
you know?
interestingly enough, to put this in perspective, there was something that was called the Midwest Anxiety Clinic. You may remember that
yeah.
from 15 years
Yeah.
ago. And I was reading, the founder was Lucinda Bassett. And I was reading a self-help book by her, or listening to a tape, actually, cassette tape, ironically
Yeah.
enough, back in the day. And there was someone was a cancer survivor. And they were part of the tape, and they said, I've survived cancer. And I can tell you right now, I'd rather go through cancer again than have the anxiety I have.
Fuck.
'Cause
That
the
gives you
brain
the
is-
idea.
The brain is the most
it gives you an
important
idea
part.
how that
Yeah.
feels. You know, she said, "I would rather have cancer
Think
than
about
go through what
this.
I'm doing."
Because I've heard countless stories of people being at the last, like the worst stage of cancer, not knowing they have it, going to get like a checkup at the doctor.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck, man, you're about to die.
Yeah,
You might not know you have cancer, but you always know you have anxiety.
yeah. It's a
So I can-
mentally
I can see
draining thing.
how
But
that makes
regardless, you
sense.
guys are your support is more than you understand. That's all I can
Good.
say. The reason I'm alive today is because of you guys. So
Thank you.
that's why I'm alive, and that's why I'm going to continue to battle. You know,
Well,
Oh,
we
yeah.
appreciate your life.
good.
We got Sherry Lynn. Mad Cat says for Lori's wine and tortoise saddles for babies.
Ah,
Thank you, Sherry.
Sherry,
we will
that's
put that
trust me,
$2 to good
you know,
use
we're
towards
gonna,
making
we're gonna,
saddles.
we're gonna
Thank
make
you.
We're
saddles.
gonna make it happen, maybe. Ariel, maybe, or Ariel,
Yeah. I
think it's
says,
Aretha.
"Hey guys, I hope you have a great day."
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you.
so
You too.
much. Thank you so much. We
Ariel.
appreciate you.
We have KY Constrictors.
What's going on, guys?
How you guys doing? Love
thank
your
you.
channels. Hope you got the stickers I sent everyone. Brian, I hope you feel better soon. And Lori, you are awesome. Much love from Kentucky.
Oh,
Thanks
you
so
guys
much.
so
We
much.
appreciate you so much. Oh, here
Love
we go
you.
again.
Oh, there you go. Another one from Ariel. Says, Lori, what is your favorite reptile?
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go to my go-to, which would be Matilda.
Matilda, yeah.
Matilda.
Our
Yeah.
giant tortoise.
Yeah, so we got Pat. I think we passed up Pat there.
Oh, okay. It says, Brian and Lori, I have something I would like to talk to you about after the broadcast. Is it possible?
It depends, Pat. And I'm going to be brutally honest with you. If sometimes talking about anxiety potentially, if that's what we want to talk about, with people outside my thing can cause me anxiety. So I
That could have been from a while ago, too, just so
yeah,
you know.
and I just want to let you know. But if there's something different, business-wise, something else, please. If not, keep me in your prayers. Keep me positive energy. But chatting about it can sometimes actually
Trigger
cause
it, yeah.
anxiety. I mean,
Right.
this is a different setting because I'm talking with my family. Yes, you guys are listening. But does that sound like a dick?
No, not at
My
all.
My
Not at all.
thoughts would be, Pat, I know we have went back and forth on email before, so you know the email address. I
Yeah.
would say that's probably the best thing, is reach
Yeah.
out to
Yeah.
us via email, and then we can go from there. as
Perfect.
far as-
Yeah, because it's really difficult. I mean, I know everyone is trying to help, and I appreciate everyone's help so much. But what the problem is that there's hundreds of people that want to talk to me
It's
about the same
anxious
thing,
ridden,
and
yeah.
it makes me more anxious
Yeah.
because it's like
Overwhelming.
it's overwhelming. So I'm so sorry, Pat. I hope you understand that.
Stephanie says, Dino Hunters. They are cowboys who find them and sell them. That's
Yes.
talking about those fossils. So.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what it's
that's
I gotta check
called.
that out.
Dino
Dino
Hunters.
Hunters.
It looks so dope. And thank you again,
So-
Stephanie. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Is the show out or coming out?
I think it's coming out. I think it's
Okay.
coming out. I don't think it's out.
Okay, I'll have to keep it. eye on that.
Seamus says
Yes.
you should visit Dinosaurs Ridge in Colorado,
I
please.
Yes.
We want to go to
So
Colorado
much.
anyway,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I
Jay,
feel
let's
this
go.
should be
I'm on
part
my
of
way.
the
Let's
thing.
do it. I'm serious. No, if you ever want to do it, let's
I
do
want
it.
to go to Colorado. I never been.
Me either.
I need to go.
Yeah, 7 pounds is Luke Smith
Oh,
says
yeah,
7
we saw
pounds.
that.
Yeah, it trust me, I would not want to watch that movie right now. But it is an amazing movie. It's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, that would not be something I would watch at this point.
Suek or Sue? I've never heard that name, but
Yeah.
Sue something. Never say sorry for getting emotional. Noah, it shows you love and care. Reptile guy, as my ASD daughter calls Brian, you are fantastic live from the UK.
Thank you so much. I
Right, reptile
appreciate
guy.
you. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. I love being the reptile
Thank you
guy.
for the support, brother.
I appreciate it so much. I
Wish your
really
daughter
do.
the best.
Yeah.
We got Nicole says, we love you all. Watch every day. Thank you.
Thank you,
so much.
Nicole.
And we love, listen, it's therapeutic for me to do it. I mean,
Right.
I think that my biggest fear through this time has been not being able to do it, to be unfunctional. That's been one of my biggest fears, is that do I get to a point, and there's been some days where it's been hard. Lately it's been better. So I when we can do it, I love filming. It's a great distraction. Myself and Jay have a
we have a
great
blast,
time.
seriously.
And I pray that I will never have to not do it, because it's such a part of my life.
Felix says, hey, Brian, Lori, Noah, and Jay. Been a fan since Snake Bites TV. Love the vlog and the podcast. Have you been losing weight, Brian? You look great. Much love.
Thanks, Felix. So listen, yes, I've lost about 25 pounds. Most of that weight has definitely been not because of anxiety.
No, hard work.
But because I've been eating much cleaner, and I've been working out a lot, trying to get myself in shape. There's probably a small portion of it that is anxiety. I think sometimes that's another little fear, thing in my mind. Like, I don't want people to think I'm losing weight because of my mental health.
Right.
I
You're
mean, there's
losing weight to try to better your mental health.
Right, exactly. I'm trying to lose weight because if you're physically healthy, and as a matter of fact, I won't go into details, but I just had a bunch of blood work done, and it was the best labs that I've had in over a year and a half.
Yes,
Good.
very
A lot of
positive.
the things that were not very great for me are now within norms.
Because
So
unfortunately, you weren't taking care of yourself, and then
yeah, I
it
wasn't
was
taking
starting
it.
to show
It's
in
really
your
easy to get
body,
into bad habits.
Very.
And
It is.
at 50, you don't want to get into bad habits.
So easy.
So the fact that I worked since about January is when I started really. Before I was anxious, I started working on my physical health, and now I'm working harder, than I had before, because I'm trying to get physically good. But I'm sure there's a small portion that is because of the anxiety, because I'm not hungry that much, right? I mean, eating is kind of, it's not as pleasurable. Yeah.
Awesome. So we got Let Roses Burn came back and says, Noah, glad you got a new chair that doesn't collapse.
This chair is great.
Good night. Love you
I
guys.
know.
Like,
I
I
am
just-
not uncomfortable.
Oh yeah,
at
my
all.
back. I've never had a podcast this long where
know.
like my back didn't hurt.
Well, that's awesome.
And I'm sorry that
yeah.
your back hurts right
Oh
now.
yeah, that's all right.
How
But
you
my
doing
back
over
feels
there?
great.
How you doing?
Gotcha.
We got Peyton says, this is for the sloth fund.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank
Peyton.
We need that sloth.
I can't wait to
bad.
have a fucking sloth.
We need a sloth.
We're
There's only
all
two
caught
things
up.
that I want in life outside of what I already have, and that's a sloth and a sauna.
I'm gonna call him slow mo.
And we're getting
And we're getting the
there.
sauna, so
I
we
only
just
want
have
one
to
thing in my life, and to go to the bathroom.
I want to.
go to the bathroom. Well,
We can make that happen in a second. I want.
Exactly.
Can we add a stingray to the list?
we're gonna have a whole stingray tank,
Gang.
20-foot stingray
Where?
tank
In the
basement.
reptarium in the basement. Duh.
It's gonna be a swim tank.
Yeah,
can
you
go
know
swimming.
this?
You right in your face. Duh.
We're gonna be able to. You're gonna swim with sloths and
Swim with
Swim
sloth.
with sloth.
and stingrays.
We're
He's
gonna
gonna
swim with the
stingrays,
sloths,
We're
guys.
gonna have
and
Steve
everything,
Irwin's
man.
picture
Pretty sure
right
sloths
there.
don't
Everything you
swim.
want. Everything you want. You can. Actually, sloths do swim.
Sloths
That's
do
true.
swim.
They swim well.
They jump right into that
they,
Amazon.
They swim.
They swim
really
like
well.
this.
All
They
right.
swim
They
like
really
this.
do.
I am googling that shit because I can't.
They
picture
doggy
that.
paddle.
They
I
do.
swear to
They
God.
really do.
They doggy paddle.
He's doing a good job at it too.
I
Noah's
know.
crushing
I
it.
try.
learned
Marta.
that. You learned that in
Marta
Hawaii.
says, "Would I ever breed tree frogs? I have 3 dumpies. Yeah, I mean, I would love to. I'd love to. I've never bred amphibians. We've had eggs from the mossy frogs that didn't hatch. I think some of our dendrobatids might produce pretty soon because they're finally big enough, and we have males and females, and we have the enclosures they have are more than adequate for production. So yeah, I mean, I would love to breed some more
see.
amphibians. Yeah, it'd be cool. That'd be
You
super
wanna?
cool.
Can I talk about something real quick? This is so fucking random, and I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But it just popped up in my head. So today yesterday I got an email from YouTube Studio, and if you guys aren't a creator, YouTube Studio is the back end, so you see all the
Yeah.
analytics on how your video and your channel's performing. You can sign up for email updates. Anyways, I got an email yesterday. It was my third. It was it was excuse me. It was the anniversary 3 years since my first post.
Oh my gosh, that's
the other
dope.
day.
That is
Well,
awesome.
congratulations.
3 years.
So-
That's awesome.
And it's pretty crazy because, so I just want to say something because it may be important to somebody. I don't know. So when I started, my goal was to have 1 million subscribers by this month, actually.
Wow. Okay.
So, because like it was funny when I first started. I was talking to my cousin Vinny, and
Yeah.
he graduates this summer.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and it was just like, oh man, by the time you graduate, I'm gonna have 1 million subscribers, and
Yeah.
we're both gonna move out to LA and live together.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was like 3 freaking years ago, and obviously I have 200,000 subscribers now, not 1 million, but I can truly say that I am not disappointed with myself at all. I am satisfied. I feel like I have what I deserve.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need anything more. I don't feel like I don't have I
Right.
don't have enough.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Content.
It's an accomplishment.
Yeah, like-
Done.
Well,
Yep.
200K is a lot.
Hell
right,
yeah.
exactly. So I guess what I'm getting is like, yeah, 1 million was my goal.
Yeah.
But the problem was I put a time restriction on it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
don't
never
put
know.
time limits on your
No.
goals, people.
No, you never know. I mean, that's like, look what happened with us. I mean, we grew to 2 million in just over 2 years. And then last year we only grew 400,000. So we had a massive slowdown. Now this year we're 6 months into the year, and we've actually gained more subscribers in the 6 months than we did in the
Nice.
previous whole 12 months. But I actually, weirdly enough, although the 3 million is going to be a great, it's going to be awesome. I actually, ironically enough, don't even keep track of the subscribers here. Sometimes
I
I'll
barely do too.
sometimes I'll look, and go, holy shit, I just jumped, 30,
Another couple
like
hundred
holy
K,
cow,
yeah.
I
Right.
didn't even
Can
know.
I
too.
just say my take on
Yeah,
that?
do it. I'd love to
is
hear it.
I'm all about like setting goals and doing something like that.
Yeah.
But there's a difference because you literally have zero control
Yeah,
over subscribers.
Yeah.
Whereas if you set a physical goal
yeah.
that
Like
you
losing
have
weight or
control,
something like
right,
that, yeah.
losing weight, or like us opening the Reptarium
Yeah.
or something like that you control. Like, you know what I mean? It's easier to
Yeah.
achieve a goal
Right.
that you actually
I think
physical
can
goal.
And that's the hardest
do.
part
Yeah.
about being a social influencer
Yeah.
is that you only can control what you can control, and
Yeah.
then the rest is
Everybody
up
can
to
do
the
exactly
algorithm.
the same thing.
yeah, you can
with
continue to
different
hone
results.
your trade the
Yep.
best you can,
Yep.
but at the same time, ups and downs happen sometimes, out of your control, and so I've learned that. I mean, after the years of doing what we do, I've learned not to really ride the waves like I
No,
used
of
to.
that, like a better goal is like if you wanted to have so many videos, you make so many videos
That's
in
true.
a certain
That's
because
that
you
is
can
true.
control it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That's better.
But like,
Or you
to-
can control the quality of your video,
Right,
much
right.
like Noah. He may not be putting out the quantity of videos now, but his quality
yeah,
of video
that's
is
what I'm
much
saying.
higher.
Like you can have goals like that. Like I can say,
Makes
oh,
me
you know
feel a
what?
lot better.
I want to be a movie star, and I'm going to go out and do it, and I can do everything I can, but I can't really control if that's going to happen
Yeah.
or not because it's not really all in my hands.
Exactly.
Right.
It's
yeah,
so
that makes
weird.
sense.
It's so weird. How the feeling is so much different from these past two videos compared to the past 300.
Right.
It's like, man, when I released the video, I'm so much happier
Right.
to release it and just because I'm proud to know that this was the best that I could have done
Right.
at the moment that I released it.
Right.
It was the best I can do.
Right.
Right? I put it all into it.
Yeah.
And I release it and I have no holdbacks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I can look back and go, oh wow, I should have changed this, but that's a good thing because that means I'm growing.
Yeah, you're growing. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the thing. You always just want to do the best you can do, and
Right.
I mean, obviously we're on time restrictions with the dailies, but
Mhm.
Jay does a great job of really optimizing the best possible in the amount of time that we have to do it.
Right.
And obviously our quality and just our craftsmanship has improved
It's
tremendously.
taking a dip, but we're willing to take
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it's not as good as when I used to just edit, by
Yeah.
myself. Single camera shots and Snoopy cams. Editing on my iPhone.
Dude,
Yeah,
I've
no.
seen that before. Not
Yeah,
not
yeah.
from you, but I've definitely seen that
Yeah,
before.
yeah, exactly. All right, let's roll these out.
All right, cool. We got Danny. My wife started in snakes since seeing you. Please say hi. She breeds false water cobras here in
gosh.
Ohio. We met you you in the fall, and how is yours, false border
Oh
cobra?
man, that's awesome that you're breeding them. It's doing very well. It's at the
Yeah,
Reptarium
yeah,
now.
we
It's
just
actually
moved
at the
him over
Reptarium.
there
So
and, yeah.
so hopefully
Adorable.
we can
Oh
sometime
my God,
for sure.
I forgot that you got that thing.
Yeah,
It got big, Noah.
Because I've been
It's
out
good
of here
stuff.
for a few months
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
the Rona.
it's good to have
I
back.
forgot.
back.
Oh my God! So it's
That's
getting big.
It's getting big. We'll show you.
It is.
Yeah, you'll like
it's
it.
a little feisty.
Yeah, when it actually hoods up, like you're like, oh wow, I didn't realize it was that big. That's
Nice.
crazy. We got Sweet Marcy says lots of love, Marcy and Mass. Love you guys. I've battled cancer and anxiety. Both are evil, but anxiety has no rhyme or reason. Just breathe and keep swimming.
Yeah, and
That's-
Marcy, it's good to
swimming.
hear from you.
Yeah.
I used to hear from you all the time, so it's good to have
you,
you back.
Marcia.
And I'm glad that you are doing well.
Ariel says donate to the sloths. LOL.
Amen.
Thank
Amen.
you.
Yeah, the swimming sloth experience.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that's a big
Oh,
one,
God.
dude.
Yeah.
Snake, I said sauna, hell yeah.
Swami, we have sisu. I don't know what that
I
means.
don't know what that means, but that's a start. You did a really good job, Noah. So thank you for the help on that one.
I'm not really sure what that means either, but
It's probably something
still.
super
And then
racist.
Pat,
Okay, so Pat said it's business
Awesome.
related.
and she sent
so-
an email.
Yeah, thank you,
Perfect,
and
Pat.
I'm so happy, Pat. Thank you. Like I
Pat.
said, I felt
a
really
sweetheart
bad.
now.
She's incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
like I felt bad even saying. I just didn't want people to think that.
No, what you
It
said
was-
was
yeah.
understandable.
No, it really
Yeah.
wasn't that bad.
But
at
but
all,
business is
seriously.
great. Yeah, we always please email
And
business
to be
stuff.
honest,
Thank you, Pat.
yeah, anybody who ever tries to reach out to us, like honestly, phone is the worst. You know,
Yeah.
email
c-
is the best.
Yeah, we
because
just get
physically-
so many.
yeah.
We literally. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day, and I know we're almost done here, but I was thinking about this the other day. Like literally, when you sit up in the office, it's crazy. Like the phones like ring constantly,
They never
and
stop.
and I think back just 5, 6, 7 years ago when
you know-
like I mean it was
When
like
it was
6 years ago when you literally we didn't even have an office help. We didn't even have
Are you for
someone
real?
answering the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like two. They're
Do
all.
you know how many
beeping.
times I fucking hear you say "Stay wild" every fucking day?
Stay wild.
Stay wild. Stay wild.
We're gonna
And
change
don't
that
forget
answering
to
machine,
stay wild. I'm
'cause
just like,
so
God.
over it.
But I think it's
I'm wild.
but it's like I said, for me, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome
No, it
that
is
like
cool.
like
I
my
agree.
gosh, I mean that phone rings constantly.
Yes.
There's hundreds
And we
of
got
emails.
two
There's
different
some-
lines. We got BHP and Reptarium.
yeah, and I
so it's
mean,
like,
and there's times where
Beth
like
kills
you'll
it,
be
man.
on the
Yeah.
phone, Beth will be on the phone, and then we'll have
And
a
then
third person
Steph will
on the
be on the
phone.
phone, yeah.
Except- and we'll have 3, 4 people on the same at the same time. I mean, that's just it's such an honor that we were able to get to that point, you know,
Yeah.
and
It
it's,
is.
it's I mean, to me it's cool. Obviously, I'm not the one answering
No,
the
it
phones,
is.
Yeah.
but
it's
but-
real cool that we have people to do this for us.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
mean,
one of those
poor
people,
Beth. I
so-
mean, she's a trooper, man.
She is a trooper, man.
Because you know,
I got her good today.
99% of 99% of our phone calls are great,
Yeah.
but the 1% is
and
outrageous.
she always has to deal with that
And
1%.
she, she smiles
she
with
does
that
it well.
1%
She does
just
it
as
great.
well as everybody.
She does great. I got her good today. Fuck it. I'm just gonna say it's the truth. So somebody gave us a piece of fan mail.
Yes.
All right. And I'm not gonna lie to you. It's actually good art. Okay. It just didn't represent your face
Yeah,
well.
yeah, right. I saw
Okay.
that. Yeah.
It gave you big
Yeah,
old
it's-
bug eyes and
Yeah,
big old
it's
cheeks.
It's great
okay?
art, but it didn't
Yeah.
look like me. yeah.
Exactly. It kind of looked like salad fingers. If
I-
you guys ever
Oh,
seen
no
salad fingers before on YouTube, it's a really creepy little
Yeah, it's
old
very
sketch.
So
Kinda
I
resembled
had
that.
saved this because we've had it for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was buried and I was digging some stuff out
Yeah.
for Morgan, some files and stuff.
gosh.
And like it popped out and scared me.
Oh, Jesus.
Scared her. So she comes up to me and is like, Noah, check this out. Pushes to me, scares the shit out of me. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, Jesus, that's scary, right? So she's like, I'm going to go get Beth. She just puts it on Beth's on the
I just
desk.
propped
Right
it
there.
up because she was downstairs.
I'm like, that's not good enough, all right? We have to make it more elaborate. We have to, like,
Make it
provoke a
jump at her.
scare out of her.
Yeah.
So she has a packing list on the packing table,
Ah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
take
Her
the
little
picture.
envelope.
I'm not just gonna put it on the top so when she opens it. No,
Yeah.
I fold 3. I get 3
Three
papers,
orders
right?
deep.
Yeah.
3 orders deep, and I slide it in there. So she gets through a couple thinking everything's normal, and then out of the rail,
Bam.
boom! She's getting So
Did she scream?
so
I wasn't there.
it was so funny. I was editing, right? I'm just editing. I'm like, yeah, she's going to the packing table. Yeah, like I said, she gets a couple orders done. It's all good. All I hear is, what the hell is this? She's like, Lori, where are you? Did you do this to me? And I'm just like, what's going on, Beth? I just don't understand.
Oh,
She's like,
poor
look at
Lori.
this. I'm like, oh my.
Oh, my
I'm like,
God.
dude, I can't believe my mom did that to you.
Oh, poor Lori. She
But
got
it was
thrown under
just,
the bus.
it was just a
Yeah.
really funny thing. Like,
No, I remember getting that, and again, it was something that we appreciate because someone put a lot of time into that. They just didn't get my likeness very well.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like maybe they weren't trying to. Maybe they were just using their
Yeah.
own creative mind to create something a little
Abstract
different.
version
yeah,
Yeah,
it was,
abstract.
yeah.
It definitely was
It was
abstract.
fun.
And sometimes in my head I look that way, but I hope not outwardly. Yeah,
Not to the real world,
like
though. Heavenly Knees, she says, much love, you guys. I hope you have a good night.
Thank
See you
you,
Friday,
too.
Noah.
Thanks, Knees.
See ya.
Thanks, Knees.
And then the last two we got so far is, hey guys, late to the live stream. Love from Idaho and the Irish family. And that's from Nick.
Hey,
Thank
Nick
you.
Irish,
Dude,
what's going on, man?
That is actually really funny. That's a coincidence because Irish people, like their heritage, love potatoes. Okay,
Right.
potatoes
That's
was
why
one
he's
of the
there.
few vegetables that actually saved Ireland from just dying off.
Isn't
Right,
that
potatoes. And now
Now he's in
and
Idaho.
Now he's in
What saved the
Idaho.
guy on the
where
mission to
fucking
Mars?
But I
potatoes
wonder,
are-
right,
you know,
that's right.
I mean, is it wrong to
Let's hear
assume
it.
that everyone from Idaho grows potatoes?
Or eats
I've-
No,
No.
it's true. It's
Yeah.
fair.
It's what
but,
they
but
do.
But it is funny as a Michigander when you hear Idaho, you're thinking,
think
oh, you
potato.
must have
No, that's
potatoes,
anywhere in
you know?
anywhere in the country because I
Yeah.
think the same thing
Yeah,
too.
but
Listen,
but Nick, I'm sure
they
you
do.
don't have anything to do with
Potatoes.
He's
with
probably
potatoes.
does.
the biggest potato
And he's
farmer
probably
in
not even
freaking
Irish.
Idaho.
He
Yeah.
just
Probably
said
not-
he was.
He's probably
No, he said
did
the
say,
Irish family. His last name might be
Love
Irish.
from Idaho and the Irish fam.
Yeah,
He didn't
his,
say anything about potatoes or Irish.
his
But
name
he
might be
said
Nick
Idaho.
Irish.
Irish. He's Irish.
He's Irish.
family. He's Irish.
But maybe his name is Nick Irish.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the fact that he's
I
Irish.
think you got
Right?
hit in
Wow.
the head. one time.
Whoa.
Nick.
I bet
I don't
he's
want
Irish.
to
said he's
assume-
Irish.
I bet he's Irish and he likes potatoes. Damn it.
I think
I
he
don't
fucking grows
I
them.
don't think because like I wouldn't be like, hey, hi guys from the Polish family.
Nick,
I'd be
we
like,
have
from the bar
confirmation that Nick is Irish.
Damn. All right.
Gotcha.
All right.
Thank you.
And he loves and grows potatoes.
Nick, do you grow
potato-
potatoes?
He does.
Yeah.
We don't even have to. Don't even respond to that one. We know you do. Thank
yeah,
you.
it's all good.
Let us keep her.
And William, I would take the eggs out and put them in vermiculite or hatchite or something like that because those anole eggs will dry up and
Very quick
go
too,
bad.
right?
Yeah.
And then
Conkle.
Rebecca says, Brian, is there a dream reptile that you're wanting for the Reptarium?
We talked about it earlier. Komodo dragon would be my dream,
Yeah.
or a king cobra. Either one. I think there's
Higher
there's probably
probability
Better chance of getting a
Komodo.
There's probably
Komodo.
no better chance of either. You know, I can't get a Komodo because it's illegal to have, and I will never have a king cobra because Lori would
Kill
divorce
you.
me.
Yeah.
As much as I'd like a king cobra, I would rather have Lori.
It's not worth it.
So,
Wow,
So
that's
sweet.
beautiful.
so
Is
okay,
that
guys,
it?
that's it, guys. Listen, love you guys so much. I'm going to have Noah take us out. Thank you for hanging out with us. I know this was a long one tonight, and
Oh, yeah, it's
I
good.
really appreciate all your support. You guys are incredible, and that's all I have to
Yeah,
say.
my herba mata, or what'd you say earlier, Mom? A verba mate? Verba mate.
Verbamate.
My
How was
verba
your
mate.
verbamate?
It helped me be caffeinated through this whole thing and not fall asleep. So thank you for that, Yerba. Send me a sponsorship. Email me at Bad Choice. Anyways,
Verbamate.
thank you guys so much for watching the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget that there's always another one coming up on Friday, the Choices Podcast with the gang. So if you guys are interested in that, subscribe, hit that bell, and don't miss an upload. I hope you guys enjoyed the topics that we talked about in this episode, and we will see you in the next one.